welcome back, everybody. Obviously, we've had a few weeks off for the Christmas period, but now we're back in full swing. So, as we had last left it off, the party, known as Special K, had come to the New World in search of a better future or some other purpose. You all have your own individual reasons for coming, but along the way, you were all on board the ship, the Ozymandias, and working together, you were able to raise morale in a very tight situation. And just at the point where you have discovered the new world, the new continent discovered on the other side of the world after a 7-month journey, is when you were attacked by brigands belonging to the company known as the Vivos Trading Company. It was an intense battle in which you lost the Captain Matthias to the hands of the dastardly Mukhtaev. And just as the battle seemed to be turning in your favor, the ships belonging to the North Vivos Trading Company, or the Vivos Trading Company, began focusing on something else, something below the water. And before you guys could truly understand what was going on, your ship was under attack by a huge, gargantuan kraken. Try as you might, nothing you did had any effect against this creature, so you were forced to abandon ship, where you were caught in a tidal wave. And the last thing you saw was the Titan feasting upon the occupants within your ship, the Ozymandias. You were woken, or you woke up on the beaches of the New World, in the hut of somebody known as Monty. He had nursed you back to health, and he told you that he found you on the beaches. You thanked him for his time, and you ventured down to the beach to find the wreck of the Ozymandias, where you also found survivors of the Vivos Trading Company. A brief fight later, in which you were able to defeat a arcane-wielding goblin riding atop a hill giant, which was surprising for the party, as giants are known as extinct in the old world. You were able to capture the leader of the survivors, and after some interrogation, you found out that they were operating out of an undisclosed location, out of several outposts that the Vivos Trading Company had already set up in the New World. You guys departed for the settlement of New Uranium, gave them warning that the Vivos Trading Company was attacking the refugee ships, the transports that were bringing people over into the New World. And whilst they did believe you, they could not act upon it, for there was no evidence. You guys got rushed up in the happenings of New Uranium when one of the outlying villages came under attack by some heavily motivated predators acting against their nature. It was an intense battle, but you were able to destroy the predators, to which you then had a conversation with the individual known as Hunter Lexi, who proposed that the predators were acting against their nature because something was forcing them out of their territories, maybe an apex predator of the Star Woods, the name of the woods that surround New Uranium. She was prepared to pay you a good sum of 150 gold pieces if you could go out there and find out what this apex predator was. Engage it if you can, but if it proved too much, then to retreat, and then she would organize a proper hunting party. You guys ventured towards its last known location, following some tracks where you found a few beasts that had been utterly eviscerated by whatever this creature was. It was big and had huge teeth and jaws. Until eventually you came across a cave network. A failed expedition following the cave, you decided to go over and on top of it, where you found a platform up there with some form of altar. A hand had been placed at the top with a 4-digit hand, as in 3 fingers and 1 thumb. It appeared to be some kind of lever that was stuck into place. When you guys worked together to pull this lever, the ground before you crumbled away, and there was some form of anti-magic in place that caused you to plummet down into rushing waters below. However, the party was skillful enough to able to survive such an encounter, and you came across to a hidden waterfall where there were a few exits. Upon exploring some of these, you found a shrine to some unknown gods. But upon investigating it, you realized that it belonged to the god of Obed High, along with a few others you did not recognize. Deciding this was worth investigating at a later date, you left the cave entrance, the cave network, carried upon the tracks until eventually you came to something of a crossroads in the wilderness. It's a place where the citizens of New Uranium had been using it as a footpath, and as such, the ground was worn away a little. But and from there, you discovered a half of a horse behind a bush. Thinking it was a knight. As you approached it, it turned out to be a centaur who you did not understand, except for one individual who spoke Elvish towards him, to which he seemed to comprehend it, but he was speaking in a very, very obscure dialect. And upon the mention of Obed High, he attacked and called forth beasts, predators, to attack you. However, during the struggle, you caught the attention of something else. The apex of the Starwood came forth. It was an intense battle, and during which your companion and party member, only known as the Selkie, stole the silver dagger of Obed High that was retrieved from the shrine of Obed High and smashed it on the ground. However, this is nothing to avail. The centaur, who continued to attack both yourselves and then changed his target onto the apex. When the apex was finally brought down, I believe it was Agnes who convinced the centaur to run away, to which he did. And that was where we had left it. So, the battle has drawn to a close. This beast-like creature, the apex, lies dead before you. And before any of you can truly take into account what has happened, Bark, you find yourself staring at the Selkie, who stares right back at
you. Like she's looking at me.
She's looking at you.
We got problems here. You could have died during that, and you come after me. Take what is mine. I wasn't, and I fall to a knee, sort of bracing myself, trying to buckle from collapsing over, being only just conscious. And I look back at her and just say, are we okay?
She backs away from the group a little. I cannot stay. I do not belong with you. Before you can respond, she runs away northeastward towards the direction of the sea.
Someone go after her. She's gonna die out there on her own.
I think the sea is possibly the best place for her, and we can't follow her to the sea.
No, but we can stop her. I can't have her go. She's not dying on me.
She was always more at home in the sea than she was on land with us. She always felt very out of place.
And to be fair, we don't want to see you dying on us.
But we're all out of place here. I can't lose another one. I don't want to lose more people.
She's returning to what she loves. You have not lost her.
Perhaps. I don't know right now. I can't.
Ultimately, it is her
looking
choice.
It's bust up.
I don't know. It hurts to breathe. That thing's tail is like a tree trunk. If you won't go after her, I'll find her myself later, but right now we need to sort ourselves out. What are we going to do?
Isaac, can you make a death saving throw, please?
Oh yeah, he's dying.
So one success.
I think I'm stood next to Isaac, so I'll just lean down and use lay on hands and bring him back up.
Righto. So Isaac, you come to consciousness. Isaac, standing over you. He's a bit bloodied, but you get the feeling it's more of the Apex's blood that covers him than his own.
I just say to him, "Are you okay?"
I think I'll be all right after some rest.
The thing happened again.
I had no choice this time. Didn't really want to do it, but didn't want everybody to die, so I did what I had to.
But you're still you.
I feel like I am. For a second I thought, well, I didn't think we was going to make it. So
Good.
I just had to reach deep in and do what I needed to.
Indeed. Well, on your feet, soldier.
I'll get up then.
So, Isaac, Sparhawk helps you to your feet. You have a mix of your own blood, a few of the beastie's blood and mud over you, but otherwise you will live to fight another day. Everybody is just very sore at the moment, or quite tired.
From the crossroads we're on, can we see which direction the town would be?
It would be to the east of you, maybe a little bit towards the southeast.
This way?
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Emron's gonna sidle up to Fulcris and say to him, "Well, shall we let's get carving then?"
As long as everyone's on their feet and not quite dead, then yes, we definitely need to take some useful parts before we head back to town. But town is our goal. The parts are just a bonus.
Does anyone have any proficiency or skill with skinning animals? Has anybody done that before?
I think survival, isn't it, from last time?
That's correct, yes.
No, I do not.
The Sparhawk definitely doesn't. He hasn't done
Oh,
that sort of
shit.
thing before.
Out of curiosity, before we start carving this thing up, how much does it weigh? How big is it? As a piece?
It is considered a huge beast.
Right.
So
okay.
we're looking at heavier than all of you put together. I'll be honest. This thing is a meaty build.
I don't think we're shifting the whole thing. If that was your cunning plan, Bar.
I mean, if you can think of some clever way to move it, it is movable. It's just if you want to just physically carry it, all of you, everybody would have to roll pretty high on a strength check.
Yeah, we're not doing that. All right.
I think the teeth would probably serve as evidence that we've taken care of it.
That was my plan to try and go for the teeth.
If
anyway.
if you want to harvest the apex, basically declare what it is that you want to harvest and how many of you are harvesting, and then I can assign DCs to it, and then we can roll for survival.
Ah, okay.
So I back to the teeth.
So, how many teeth do you want?
How many does it have?
I'd say it has a maximum of about 100 teeth.
Oh God! I mean, I'll go for 10, 20 or so, depending on how well I manage to pop out teeth.
Yeah.
How many of those teeth are in Isaac, by the way?
Yeah, too many.
Maybe a few chips.
Emron would quite like 10 teeth.
All right,
And
so we're looking at
hide
about.
as well.
All right, so you want some of its hide, righto?
Yeah.
So we've got teeth and hide.
What was it? Tail. Its tail had something special about it, didn't it?
It was just big and powerful. Well, the thing that you noticed mostly about this creature that defied your knowledge of such beasts and how they operate is that it had the ability to somehow drain you of your essence and give it to itself.
Would I have any idea of how it would do that? My little magical knowledge?
Unless you're proficient in to be fair, this is not a creature you've ever seen before, so you can only have a wild guess, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Nothing in the old world has ever did anything like that. At least not something that was a beast, at least.
Well, maybe I'll go for teeth and eyes, because that's always an interesting thing for animals.
Right, so teeth, eyes, hide, anything else?
I believe Caius Strongarm would like some hides. I believe that's what he said to me. I do not have.
Yeah, with hides, he can make armor. So
yeah.
I mean, you could take the hides of the wolves and the panthers too. It's all leather.
I was thinking about them, but I do not have a knife. I have a long sword. I may butcher it. Does anybody?
You can use the long sword. It's going to be a little higher DC.
You can borrow my dagger if you want.
Yeah,
I'll take Isaac's dagger then, and I'll go for the panthers. I think.
All right. What would you like from the panthers? Just the hide.
Just the hides.
Okay. All right. So, since Forcrus and Emron are working together on the Apex, both of you can roll survival checks, or one of you can roll with advantage. It's up to you.
I've got +3.
Yours is slightly better than mine if you want to give it a go with advantage.
Yeah, let's do it. First row.
Mm-hmm.
Second row.
Good. All right, 18. So with an 18. Okay, so you can put this. You can decide. You can dividend this up as much as possible, as much as you like. You can just put it in the party loot. But you're able to acquire 45 teeth.
Woo. Okay.
You are able to acquire both eyes.
Yeah.
And you are able to gather 15 pounds of its hide.
Thank you.
So it takes you probably a good half an hour to do all of that, but by the end it's basically just a clumpy meat, a lump of meat. Truly fair. The only thing it would be good for now is effectively cooking and eating.
I was about to say, does anything look like a particularly bit of meaty chop there that I could carve a couple of steaks off?
Probably its breast, maybe its legs.
I'd go for that as well. A couple of Apex steaks. We can enjoy them tonight.
Shall I put it down as special ration?
I was thinking more of a feast tonight.
Basically, it'd be more like a pound of Apex meat.
Apex meat, 1 pound. Okay.
Agnes was putting it in the party loop, by the way.
And Sparhawk, can I get a survival check from you, please?
Yes, I'm not very wise. That's an 8.
It's not an advantage, so it'll be an 8.
Yeah.
You can get your... It takes you a few times, and you actually go through all of the panthers, and you're not very good at this. You are able to acquire 1 ruined panther hide.
Oh.
Stick that in the party loot.
The rest of it is cut up beyond use, unfortunately, as you try to get this done.
I did try and imply that somebody else should do it.
I was already failing to do the Apex.
Right, there are still a couple of direwolves there if you want to do anything with the direwolves, or if there's anything else, what would you guys like to do?
I'd grab some hide off the direwolves if they're still there.
There are 2 of them, so...
Anyone else want one, or shall I do them both?
Do them both.
Okie doke.
Alright, so after Vorkris helps Emron with the Apex, he goes back to skinning the direwolves. So, you were able to acquire 1 direwolf pelt and 1 ruined direwolf pelt.
I will take it. Yes, please.
And throughout this whole process, those of you who have not been skinning anything, you would have been able to have had a short rest.
Oh, that's handy.
Cool. What is it? How much HP is a short rest? I've never actually done one.
Usually,
Short rest is like how many hit dice you have. So
So you can roll up to 4 hit dice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're level 4 now.
Your new skills and abilities that you get from leveling up, they take into effect after you have rested. So those of you who have completed a short rest, you have taking in all the experiences that you've had since touching down in the new world. You have grown a little.
Tell me about it. The apex hide, is that it's sort of a mesh, isn't it? It's not one full skin, it's like bits of skin.
It's multiple folds of skin. It's skin mixed with muscle. The thing was a meaty creature.
Yeah.
Think like a elephant or hippo skin, basically.
Delicious.
Tasty.
Alright, so after Vorkris is done, what is the party's next objective?
Heading back to town.
Yeah, we
Need to go and see Lexi. And we could probably do with a rest, to be fair, a proper rest rather than a short rest while I hack up some animals.
What time is it now in game time?
At this point, it's getting close to maybe about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Well, the sun's past its zenith, so.
Great.
Let's
So
go
which way back to
town.
town?
Be eastward from here.
Give me 2 seconds, alright?
We'll just assume you're coming with us.
So shall we go?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're all done here.
I've got my breath back and I can walk and
Okay,
keep up with
so
everyone.
the party gets their things together after a short rest, and they begin making their way back towards New Urinium. Now, you still have a little while to go. Sorry, you're actually on the wrong net. There we go. So it's still probably about an hour, maybe up to 2 hours before you're able to get back to New Urinium. What pace do you guys want to be travelling at?
I think we'd probably be going at a slow pace after that long, hard battle. We'd be taking it nice and easy on the way back.
Okay.
No.
Well, whoever will be leading this group, can I get a perception check from you at advantage, please? Well, whoever's taking point on this one.
That's usually Bark, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Definitely wouldn't be me. I'm much more of a somewhere at the back, preferably in the middle.
Bark appears
I mean,
to be a
I
little
would
distracted.
probably be up front helping Bark. He's taken a bit of a beating.
Okay. So if that's the case, until Bark gets back, Agnes, would you like to make a perception check for me, please?
Just a straight one.
Yes, please.
Cool. Come on, little mouse. Perception. That's a 6.
Ooh.
Okay. So if anything's following you, you can't see. But the journey back is actually, luckily, rather quiet. Nothing comes out of you, nothing attacks you, nothing like that. And by the time you get back to New Urinium, it is coming up to late afternoon. And there is a lot of commotion, actually, as you cross over one of the outlying villages into the central field where they are growing their new crops. People from the outlying ring villages are moving en masse across the open fields towards the coast, where Escanor lives, that little village.
Oh.
How close are we to them? Can we grab one of them and ask what's going on, or are they in the distance?
So you're able just to grab the arms of one of the youngerish men as he's making his way past you. He goes, yes, what can I help?
I'm just wondering what's going on. There appears to be a lot of movement. Why is everyone heading to the coast?
I don't know. I think they've seen something. I'm going to go check it out. And he runs off.
I suppose we should probably follow them.
Definitely. Sounds right up our street.
Let's be sheep.
Okay. So,
Just a quick one. You seem a little bit quiet, Isaac. I don't know if it's just me.
Quiet.
Yeah. Well, I can't hear you. You're just quieter than everyone else.
Check see if thingy. Might have turned it down on
maybe.
Could we spot Hunter Lexi amongst the crowd at all?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
2 birds, 1 stone. I like it.
Perception check. Oh, hang on. Yep, here we go. 13.
You do not see Hunter Lexi, but you do see a couple of hunters that are moving, part of her hunting crew that is moving with the crowd towards the direction of the coast.
Okay. Shall we kind of head towards that way near them as well?
Yeah. So we'll follow the crowd, but try and get a bit close to the hunters, maybe.
Okay. So you make your way over to the village that has where Escanor lives. And once you get up to it, it becomes kind of a solidified wall of people. Like, it seems that pretty much everybody in New Urinium has gathered here. You can't really see anything beyond. It's just people, just walls and walls in the back of heads of people.
So let's just speak to, Emron will speak to just someone in front of him. What's going on here? What's all the commotion? Why are we here?
You're speaking to a middle-aged woman, a bit frumpy, with pigtails, and she goes, I don't know. I can't see. Excuse me, sir. Can you? I'm sorry, sir. And it looks like a lot of people are just trying to sort of lean over each other.
So
Who's
with,
not in heavy armor?
With many eloquent apologies, I will start pushing my way through the crowd.
Easy enough for you, Sparhawk. People somehow innately get out of the way from you, almost as if that air of lordship has followed you over. And the party would move with you, basically just effectively being a spear in the crowd. And when you're able to get through to the front of the crowd, you gaze out towards the horizon, and your hearts give a leap. A few miles out on the ocean, you see the unmistakable signs of a ship of similar design and size to the Ozymandias. It is sailing towards New Urinium with a wind behind it, and that same wind carries the unmistakable sound of very distant cheering.
Now, there
7
is a
months at
beautiful
sea,
sight.
and now their journey is complete.
I'm going to immediately start scanning the ocean for a kraken.
Mate, you do not see a kraken.
So Emron's going to look out for any other pirate ships in sight that they might come onto shore.
Make a
Basically-
perception check, please.
Oh no, another one. Basically, trying to see whether the same thing that happened to us will happen to them.
Sorry, are we back in town?
They are a lot closer to the shoreline than you guys were. But you do not see any other ships out on. You do not see any other ships out on the sea. Now, the feeling in the crowd is ecstatic. People are excited, and you can hear them. It's just, oh boy, yes, new people. I wonder who's coming this time. Oh, I can't wait to meet new neighbours. And already, since you're at the front of the crowd, you can already see Escanor is beginning to organise people. All right, people. And he's calling out to the crowd. We've got even more work to do and less time to do it. Caius, and he gestures towards the dwarf who runs Strong Arms. Can you take a few woodcutters and surveyors? Find a suitable location to add to the ring system. Rosalind, and he's gesturing towards the owner of the empty tavern. Round up some people and gather what spare food and drink we've gathered. They're going to be in need of a decent meal. Zaza, and he gestures towards the Dragonborn who owns the Bear Essentials magic shop. Get some healers together and gather the spare medicinal packs. There's no guessing what. Well, there's no use guessing. They will have sick on board. Lexi, and you see him now speaking towards the hooded halfling who gave you your mission. You get what able-bodied we have, get some rope, and prepare to moor the ship. Everyone else, like we've done before, we need to get a supply chain going for the incoming wood. We need people to dismantle the ship. We need new shelters built. All hands on deck, people, let's go! And the crowd immediately starts dispersing as they get on with their job. What do you guys do?
Yes, we'll approach him and ask if there's anything we can do to help out.
All right. So as you're approaching Escanor, he's clocked you, and he's actually on his way over to you. And he greets you quite fondly and says, you've returned. I know you are new here, but can I ask if you people can welcome the new arrivals? A diverse group of people who work together like yourselves. I think that's exactly who these people need to meet first.
I'm sure we can do that.
Good. Yeah. Well, speak with the captain when they land. See what they need first and fill them in on what new uranium is. And he goes to turn away, but he stops. Oh, and he turns back towards you. Try not to mention, he leans in a little closer, what we discussed about. And he goes off to organize a few more people.
I am pouting at this. I've got the face of an arse on my face right
No,
now. I'm so pissed off.
I'm not sure I want to be the new Iridium, propaganda unit. But still, we'll welcome people.
Well, I don't know if my face is necessarily the one that should be at the front there, so...
Sparhawk's probably at the front. He's very hopeful that Gloria might be on that ship. He's missed him terribly. That's his horse.
So, it takes maybe another 30 minutes or so. When the ship gets within a few hundred feet of the shore, you can see it drop anchor and furl its sails up. Rowing boats are lowered into the water, dozens of them, and they're carrying people, cargo, even a few beasts of burden. And as they get a little closer, you start making out some defining features of people. The captain, a black-haired human woman with a navy blue coat, golden rim collar, and large sailing hat, similar to Captain Matthias's. She is one of the first to touch down on the beach. Many of the people immediately just flop into the beach and just lay there. About 4 to 5 people rush immediately towards the trees, buildings, and other people waiting to greet them. This woman herself buries her hands in the sand for a few moments, with a soft smile to herself, before getting to her feet and helping others out of the boat. And eventually she walks with about 24 people behind her towards you. And when she gets within about 10 feet of you, she stops, as do the rest of the people behind her, and she says, "Hello."
Hello, welcome to the new world.
Thank you. We've waited a long time to hear that. She stutters a little bit, like kind of overwhelmed with the experience, and she says that, "My name is Captain Isadora of the vessel Forward Unto Unknown. I have a few sick people on board. Where can I take them?"
And I'll look around for Zaza. Do I see him?
Zaza is not currently here. He is, where he's doing at the moment, so he's not in the immediate vicinity.
No, but he was the one that was off to round up healers, was he not?
That's right, yes.
Okay, so further into the city, that we have someone ready to receive your wounded and sick, and hopefully we can treat them and get them all better again.
It's wonderful news. Excellent. And she turns to one of her people. Pass the word along. We'll get the sick to their assigned locations. Come along. And that person rushes off and starts spreading the word to some of the other boats. She turns back towards you and she says, "Are we still dismantling the ships to make shelter?"
I believe that is also the plan. They are organising some woodcutters at the moment to find the best locations of where your ships will be added to the outer rings.
Excellent.
As you
I
can
shall
see,
have
we have a
my...
ring system.
Yes, that's interesting. I've never seen such a design before.
Nor have we.
I shall have my men bring her to shore immediately.
Could be ideal, thank you.
We haven't had a proper meal in a few months. How is the food supply here?
Our supplies are limited, but we do have food options, and again, that is all being prepared for you and being arranged so that you can have a decent meal now that you finally reach shore.
The majority of the crowd behind her just like let out some involuntary yips and hurrahs. I see. Everyone's just starting out, been doing what they can.
We have not been here long ourselves, so yes, this is how this new world works.
And you can see she's starting to get a little tearful. Actually, this is a very emotional moment for her. Well, thank you for being here. We didn't know there would be anyone here. We didn't know this place would even be here. Some of us have lost hope. Thank you. Well, we want to make ourselves busy. If you've been sent over here to help me, I have a few things you can assist me with. The first of the beasts, and she gestures off a little bit more up the beach. I think they're gathering over there. We need to know where to put them. The other is the cargo that we have left. It's not much, but we have a couple of kegs of wine. We're happy to share it.
Orcus' ears perk up.
I'll deal with your cargo.
Sparhawk.
Yep.
Your mind trails off of the conversation. As you glance over towards the gathered beasts, a few mules, a few cows, and some pigs, something grabs your attention. Standing among the beasts, tall and proud, beautiful and striking, is a familiar white steed.
Excuse me. And I just walk off towards the steed.
Making your way over towards the steed, you recognize him. Gloria stands there, bits of waves glistening off of his body. Beside him, however, is somebody you don't recognize. A very tall, female-looking individual. Kristen, would you like to introduce your character?
Hi, my name is Cora, and I'm hoping to make a new life for myself here. Where I came from wasn't very happy anymore, and I just really like to find a new place where I can be of service to the people and the creatures around me.
Well met, Cora. I hope my friend here has been looking after you. Gloria, it was good to see you.
As soon as he sees you, Sparhawk immediately trounces off to you. And Cora, this is the first time you've seen this horse behave in such a manner. He's always been stern and steady, just a prideful beast. But now you're seeing something with a true connection. It's quite beautiful. And Gloria comes up to you, Sparhawk, and just bows its head into your shoulder.
Yeah, Sparhawk throws his arms around his neck, gives him a big hug.
So, Kristen, what does Cora look like?
Cora is a young adult. She is about 6'8", 275 pounds. She has red, flamey hair, yellow eyes. Her hair is a bit wild. She has long, floppy ears, which she tries to hide, but they still poke out. She has simple, plain traveling clothes on. She has boots that come up to her knees. And she's always kind of slightly hunched over as if she doesn't want to show exactly how tall she is.
Sparhawk, as you see this young woman, you're a little taken aback. This is a Firbolg. They are, in many parts of the old world, they're considered extinct along with the rest of the giants.
Okay. Welcome to the new world. I'm sure you've had a terrible journey as we had. I'm surprised to see you, I must admit. I'd not heard there were any Firbolgs left.
I'm the only one I've ever met.
Well, we've come across some interesting people in this new world already. Perhaps prizes may abound. Maybe I can take you to my friends, my colleagues, get you settled in, get you some food, somewhere to wash.
I assume that you must be this fine beast's owner.
I'm his friend. He's my friend. More
I
than
spent
owner.
most of my time with him below deck during our journey, and there were some others, but really, we spent most of our time together. And this beast is a magnificent creature.
Tell me, were there any people wearing a similar sigil to this? And I show her the front of my tabard with my orders sigil on it.
There were, Cora.
Are those the two little?
The three
the
individuals
three
that you met.
Okay. Yes, there were two young gentlemen. One young one, his name was Kurik, and the other one.
My squire, yes. He's on board?
Yes, and a younger one. He had a beautiful singing voice. His name was Errol, and there was a gentleman who was older. His name was Albert. He was very kind, and he looked after the two of them.
My steward and my page. This is the best news I've had since we've landed in this new world. So pleased that you are here.
What a happy introduction to this new world.
Please follow me. Gloria, I'll be back with some food for you. And then I'll lead her back up to the rest of the crew.
All right. So, as you finished basically listening on some knickknacks and explaining towards Captain Isadora, basically just what New Uranium is and what it has to offer and what the next steps are, Sparhawk has come back over to you, and in tow is this new individual who is certainly a striking sight to behold.
Watching her come towards me, I instantly pull my hood down and just stare intently at her.
You've never seen someone with ears quite like yours, Buck.
And
as you, Cora, as you see this this half-orc individual put his hood down, you remark that his ears are pretty much exactly the same like yours.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to pry, but I've never really met someone that looks even similar to me. Or my name is Cora.
You're it's weird sort of watching me. Bark is genuinely sort of taken aback, almost out of breath. It's again another strange sort of happy emotion to come from an orc, usually sort of stony faced, all fangs, but he it's almost like a breath of like relief to see Cora, even if he's not sure he knows her. You're a Firbolg, a forest giant. I've not seen one of you for a long time, since my grandmother.
Was your grandmother one of me?
She was my. Yes, I've not seen one of you since the old world. I'm Bark, by the way. Sorry. Bark Blackburn. It's truly a pleasure to see you.
It's wonderful to see someone who knows something about me. I was rescued as an infant, and no one has ever been able to tell me anything about me.
I may be able to help there. Yeah. And he's just sort of stopped. He's genuinely taken. He's not quite sure what to say or do, and he's trying to gesture at everyone else to get involved because
the usual gruff exterior to Bark, who has plenty of things to say, just doesn't say it in the most eloquent of ways. He's finally at a loss of words. The rest of you are marking this day down as a historical day.
Finally.
We finally know how to shut him up. He introduced him to a never before seen creature that's been extinct for years. Don't think we can use that one again, though.
So.
The rest of you, it's such a pleasure to see such a welcoming crew. We didn't know what to expect if we were able to find land.
We only arrived here recently ourselves, and our arrival was not as pleasant. We can tell you all about that another time. So it's good that we have been able to be here to greet people as they arrive. I'm Vorkris, by the way.
Vorkris, it's a pleasure to meet you.
And you.
Hi, Cora. I am Amron. Good to meet you. I haven't seen anyone like you before. But can I just ask, did you travel with the beasts in the underdeck of the ship?
I did. I where I come from, I really just stuck to myself. It was tricky being me in the old world, the place where I came from. So I mostly just stuck to myself and my mother, and we saw people here and there to heal them when needed. And we did a little bit of traveling, but really, sometimes beasts are kinder than other creatures. So I made the acquaintance of this gentleman's beautiful stallion. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Stallion, and it was lovely. Really, just kind of passing our time together and not having to talk much to other people.
The best news, my friends. Gloria is here. And my retainers. I should probably find them.
I was wondering what the smile on your face was about.
So you and all your servants have arrived. Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't call them servants, but yes, they certainly help me.
I mean, Sparhawk, your mind is wet with anticipation in the fact that you no longer have to walk everywhere.
Or take off your own armor, or have
or have Isaac take off my armor.
Never again. Never again.
Great.
Cora, you notice a couple more individuals. You see a rather good-looking man with black hair and a black beard. Averagely dressed. Who's basically he has a strangely charismatic sway about him, if a little reserved.
Like extend my hand out. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Isaac.
Isaac, well, my name is Cora, in case you didn't hear before.
Nice to meet you.
The other individual that you see, Cora, is a human woman with long, slender black hair, a purple-like shawl over her head, kind of like a dancer's outfit and dressing, lots of jewelry. She also has in her back the most strangest-looking musical instrument you've ever seen.
Do not ask her to play it. Do not ask her to play it. Do not ask her to play it. Do not ask her to play it.
Purple, like, me, happens to be my favorite color. I love your headdress.
Oh, thank you. I wish I had lovely purple. I'm guessing it's fur.
Yes.
Fur to match my headdress. Unfortunately, the bagpipes didn't come in purple, otherwise I would have had them.
I see you like music?
Yeah, I love music. Maybe later on we'll have a little sing-along.
I love singing.
I love singing. I'm a better dancer than I am a singer. I can just about hold a note. It's not great.
If it makes you happy, it's worth it.
The dancing makes me happier. The singing and seeing people's faces and seeing this lot happy makes me happy.
Seeing this
It's a
lot of
pleasure to
faces when
meet
you're
you.
playing your bagpipes.
The look on your face is amazing. You love every second of it.
Focus had eyebrows, they'd been raised.
Just so you know, I have something ready for when you decide to play the bagpipes.
Hey!
No.
I hold my hand up because I'm only about 5 foot, so I'm like proper looking up and hold my hand out and say, "I'm Agnes."
I'll reach down. Stupid. It's a pleasure to meet you, lovely Agnes. My name is Cora.
Lovely to meet you.
You'll hear a sound of wood falling onto the ground. You immediately turn around and you see a young-looking boy, probably no older than the age of 12 or 13, with kind of messy brown hair, a bit of a scrawny sides about to him, but puffed out on his chest is the unmistakable emblazoned symbol of Sparhawk's house. The Sparhawk. You see your faithful retainer, Aruld. Sorry.
Harold, yeah.
Yeah, Aruld.
Harold, is that you, my
He's-
boy? Wow, you've grown.
Mr. Sparhawk, sir! We found you! We found you!
You found me. What quite got to hug him, but just pat him on the head. And
He looks up. Thank you! Mr. Sparhawk, we came for you, and we brought Gloria. Albert is here, and Kurik too. Albert is, I think he's over there by the buildings. I think he's helping get some things sorted. Kurik, he saw this little lady, and I think he got to go speak to her. I think it's all gross stuff. But it's really good to see you, sir.
good lad, good lad. You must be hungry. Go and see if you can get
I'm really hungry. I gave all of my rations to Gloria, sir, just like you commanded me to.
I'll tell you what, go get some food and I'll meet you at the inn later.
Oh, you're the best ever. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And he scutters off.
That was Harold. He's my page boy. He's a bit
Yes.
excitable.
Quite a lovely singing voice.
Do you really think so?
I
It's
do.
not something I've encouraged in him, I'll be honest. But everybody must appreciate something.
And now you've fallen into a legendary Jack joke, Kristen.
Why is
You
that?
tricked me by putting down he has a beautiful singing voice.
Cora believes he has a beautiful singing voice because she's never really heard anybody else sing before. So,
Agnes, you're in luck.
Somebody has to believe it.
My singing voice isn't that bad. Shut up.
Your singing voice is lovely.
No, honestly, I had these characters planned out weeks ago, and I thought this would be a great joke. All right, so Gloria is refusing to stay with the pigs and the cows now that he's found his friends. Unless you hitch him somewhere, Sparhawk, Gloria's going to be following you around.
Yeah, I'll go back to him and take him off to see if I can find a stable or somewhere suitable for him to stay.
There isn't really a stable, but there is a penned off area where they keep livestock out in the fields.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll put him out in a field where he can get some grass and.
Yeah. Well, he's happy to go over there and start grazing. He hasn't had grass in a hell of a long time.
No.
Anyways, as you guys begin making your way back into the village, introductions between the new arrivals and the citizens of New Uranium are already underway. People just downright hugging and being happy with each other. Very soon, the talk is about that tonight the village will be having a feasting party for their new people. The kegs of wine that came with them will be opened and shared amongst the populace. And just people I mean, the morale of New Uranium was pretty high, but now it's just soaring. And for the people that came on the ship known as the Forward Unto Unknown, this is quite literally a godsend for them. This is everything they'd ever dreamed of and more. So, with Cora in tow, as she is in a completely new world, and you're the only people she's met so far, and you seem nice enough. And with Gloria hitched out into the fields for him to graze on some yummy new grass. And I'll be honest, there isn't that much grass available in the old world, so this is quite literally walking into a world made of food for Gloria. He is, if you don't pace him, he's going to get fat, like on grass. So
I'll be making it work. It's fine.
However, what would you guys like to do?
Show Core around the village. Show her the marketplace. There's a little magic shop over here. There's a lovely little blacksmiths. So I actually ping things. Market, magic shop, blacksmiths. And the tavern is down here. And so, yeah, this is, for now, our new home. Although we have been trying to get out and explore a bit. Although it's a flipping deadly land around here, I'm telling you. Everything's trying to kill you.
On the subject of that, perhaps we should try and find Ranger Lexi and let her know, give her an update on the situation so they can prepare for the celebration with easier minds.
Good idea.
That sounds like a plan.
I'm going to turn to Bark, and I'm going to look at you and say, do you feel like you need to hide your ears in this world, or have people been generally accepting of you?
Honestly, with a face like mine, acceptance is a strong word. Tolerance is one, but you look a lot better than I do, so you'll probably get on a lot better with the folks. You're kinder, probably. I wouldn't hide too much. This is a new place. If there was ever a time to start being someone new, the new world's the place to do it.
Okay, but maybe I'll stand close to you, just, so we give him something extra to look at.
Yeah, I'll be a distraction. It's fine. It's what I'm good at. Stick with us. You'll be fine. It's a good little group we've got together right now.
So,
Yeah.
Hunter Lexi is easily findable. She is currently on the beach with a few dozen other people. And you can see as the forward onto unknown is being moored further and further into effectively it's beached on the shore itself. They are wrapping ropes or really thick ropes around it and tying them down to tree trunks, rocks, whatever they can really to prevent the tide from washing it away. As people already get to work to dismantle it, the wood from the ship will be transported across and serve as the foundations to start building more houses, more buildings for people. So Lexi is on that beach at the moment. She is a little busy. You can go up and talk to her if you want, but she is a little busy at the moment.
We'd probably just quickly let her know that we found the apex predator and it's dead. We can go over the details later. I can see that you're obviously busy, but I just thought you might be less concerned about all these people being here in one place and all these new people. Now that you know the apex predator should not be a problem again.
She's a little lost for words, but she goes on to say, "Oh, that's really good news. I'll come find you later. We just got to do this, okay?"
Of course, that's absolutely fine. Just want to let you know.
Thank you. And she goes back to making sure she's not lifted off the ground because she's only a half thing and she's putting as much physical work as she can into it. But there are bigger people helping here, so.
I'm gonna follow after Lexi and just ask her to give me something to do because I need to fill my head with manual work right now.
She tells you to grab. She tells you to grab a rope and pull.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start helping with the ship.
Jack, can I do two things? I'm gonna go and follow Bark, knowing that they need physical help. Bark's probably a bit surprised that skinny little Emron's gonna try to help. But what he's gonna do is he's got one wild shape left today, so he's gonna wild shape into a brown bear to help to pull the wood onto the shore. But while doing so, can I keep a lookout to see whether there's any shady characters around, coming off the boat?
I want you to make a perception check at disadvantage because you are focusing on doing this task.
Okay. So that's the first row, second row.
All right. So as you're looking about, the majority of people who are getting off seem to be just common citizens, people. People coming to look for a better world. Others look a little bit more capable. They are armed. Some of them seem to know each other. A couple of these individuals, you notice that they stick around for about 10 minutes, just enjoying the fact that they've found a new settlement. They've come to a new world, and then they head their way out, completely out into the direction where the wilderness would be. Beyond that, you don't see anything suspicious, I'd say.
Okay. I guess I'll put myself where Bark is because we're kind of together helping.
Okay.
Cool.
So as you transform into this brown bear, you do startle quite a number of people. Whoa, what the hell? That brown bear? Oh, that's a big one. You think he's... Oh, where are the hunters? I thought they were supposed to keep the predators away.
It's brown bear's friendly, guys. It's okay.
He's fine. He's with me. It's just a wild shape. He's here to help.
Especially when...
Emron, what do you do to prove that you are not like other brown bears?
So Emron's going to just sit on the ground like Winnie the Pooh and kind of just flex his paws around. So just basically a massive teddy just to show that he is harmless and a bit goofy.
They settle down, but they do keep their eye on you.
Well, I trust that Bark will kind of put tie ropes around me and tell me where to lift and pull. And
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
like that.
when they see that the brown bear is helping to moor the ship, they generally accept that the bear is here not to help, not to eat it, not to eat their faces.
And not to be eaten as dinner either.
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, you do get a couple of the very hungry-looking sailors that just got off the ship. They do look at you, thinking, "Oh boy, that looks good." What are the rest of you going to be doing?
I want to go help, but I'm not really a very manual person. I have no healing to help with the healing, so
I'm kind of in the same boat. I might go to the tavern and go see if there's anything we can do there.
Yes.
Well, right now, what
Yeah.
Rosalind is doing with a number of volunteers is that she's got all of the excess food that they've grown, and they're organising it to be distributed out in basically rations, and but healthy rations, like healthy portion rations. So, like a good square solid meal for pretty much everyone that is arriving, at least a few hundred people. They're just organising. Just making sure the meals are pretty much the same. They don't want people to have bigger portions and then just like start fights or anything like that, because why did that person get more food than I have? So they're being fair and equal about it.
I might offer my services as handing food out with Mage Hand.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, I do this. I could help make up the packages because presumably they've got food in different places, and I have two actual hands and a mage hand. I can make up the packages dead quick.
It certainly does help speed things up, actually. A couple of the guys basically they're helping out. A bit elderly, so they can't do much manual work, but they're still in the pitch in. They'll be like, "Oh, man, things I could do with a third hand." So,
I think Sparhawk's gonna find his retainers and have a reunion and catch up. This ship left after hours a little bit, I think, so he's gonna ask for any news.
Right. So you will come across Albert first, who is currently organising where the sick from the ship are going to go. As you come up to him, he sees you and goes, "By my stars, Lord Sparhawk, I never
Albert.
thought long have I waited for this." And he places himself down on one knee and kind of just like bows before you, hand on heart.
Stand up, my old friend. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, my lord. How was the journey over? I'm sorry that we couldn't sail with you, but we only just got you on board and they were already at peak capacity.
I know. It wasn't an ideal situation. The journey was probably as horrendous as yours, if not slightly worse.
We left maybe about 4 or 5 days after you did. We managed to book passage on another ship. Kurik has been looking after Gloria for you. That boy, he thinks with his trousers, but he means well.
I've already seen Harold as well. He's growing fast.
Yes, Harold certainly has grown. At least an inch in this journey over here. I saved some cake for him for his birthday. Unfortunately, by the time it came, it was a little stale. So yeah, doesn't do well for exposed preservatives.
He would have stayed in his mouth long enough to worry him.
He did scoff it down a bit. Cora, are you with Sparhawk or?
So I'm kind of hanging back for a second, deliberating whether I'm hungry. I don't really want to lose track of these people, so I think I'm going to go over to Bark, who I feel the most comfortable with just because of the similarities between the two of us, and I'm gonna say, so I must say I am a little hungry and I'd like to get some nourishment, but I I am strong and can help here.
Before
I
you can
also-
even finish, somebody has shoved the rope into your hands and told you to pull.
Okay. So I pull the rope.
Righto. So since Cora is not there, Albert goes on and says, there was this woman, kind one, took a shining towards Gloria.
Cora.
Yes, you've met her, have you?
Yes, we've met.
I did tell Korik not to initially let her near Gloria, for I know how prideful Gloria can get. But it seems that Gloria has formed a real connection with her. It wouldn't be as far as me to say this, and apologize for my forwardness on this, Lord, but were you to separate the two, you'd probably pain both of their hearts.
I don't think Gloria would let me if he didn't want me to. But I'll take those words on board.
She is kind, and she follows a strange goddess, but it is not ill magic or anything. Actually, she helped out on the ship as much as she could. She healed some of the sick. Even I got affected with some scurvy, but she sorted that out for me.
That's good to know, Albert. That's good to know.
Well, I am at your disposal, my lord, and should you wish to depart, I will be beside you. I am not the fighter I used to be, I'm afraid, so just keep me away from the front lines. I mean, if you put a sword in my hand and tell me to fight, I shall fight, but I cannot guarantee as to my effectiveness.
I'm aware of that, Albert, but we have orders from the Order, and I'll probably set you on some of them just to
of course.
set my mind at ease.
By your leave, my lord.
Find yourself some food, get yourself some rest, and I'll see you.
I can wait. There are others who need provisions before I do.
Just don't be a saint, Albert. I know what you're like. Make sure that you look after yourself.
I shall, my lord. I shall, my lord, as you command.
And if you see Korik, tell him to meet me at the inn as well.
I shall, sir. I think he's gallivanting off somewhere.
That sounds about right.
So, Sparhawk, you continue to mingle among the new arrivals, just seeing
just
where
handing out
what you can do to
greetings and
help.
welcoming
Yeah.
people and just trying to lift spirits. And, well, they're already lifted, but,
Yeah,
just be a friendly face.
yeah. Isaac, what are you doing throughout all of this?
I'd like to go seek out the blacksmith. Is it Caius?
Caius, so he has currently gone off outside of this particular village to one. You can see him. He's a good few 100 feet away with a group of about a dozen other people. They are currently inspecting an area that is in between two of the outlying villages, and as per from what you're understanding of what Escanor ordered, they are surveying this area to see if it would be suitable to start building new shelters and buildings on.
Yeah, just a quick one from you. Are you repairing like weapons?
I'd be the best in the entire new world, laddie.
Good, because I might need your assistance. One of my friend's weapons was broken, and I'd like to get it fixed for him.
I certainly I can do that, but not today, my friend. Unfortunately, we got a few more things to tally on with, as you can see.
Yeah, that's no worries. Just if you could make it top priority afterwards, then I'd pay you handsomely.
How handsomely you're talking.
Well, we'll see what I get paid for this job.
Very well. Well, just keep in mind, I ain't got much materials with me, so as long as you got all the materials together, I can fix it. But if there's something that's lacking, you might have to deal with maybe a lessened blade, or maybe I just can't fix it at all.
Okay, no worries.
All right. So after you go to see Caius, what will you do to keep yourself busy for the rest of the day?
I'd probably head back to the tavern and sort of like get my head down because I had a pretty rough day.
So you're going to retire to the tavern whilst everybody else is working hard.
Man after my own heart.
So, Paul, Christian, Agnes, as you guys are sorting out the new food portions for everybody, you see Isaac walk in after about an hour or so. A bit, heartened that he's come to help. He immediately turns towards the stairs, goes upstairs towards the rooms. You can see Rosalind there with a bit of an annoyed look on her face, but she goes back to work.
To be fair, Rosalind, we've had a long, long day, and that, he nearly died.
It was close.
Well, so I'm sure he nearly died. Well, that makes it all better. I'm sure these people on this that just got off the boat not but an hour ago have also not nearly died over the last 7 months.
I quickly think of a question to be like, Rosalind, I need your help with this.
Oh yes, darling. You put this over here and that over there, and she continues to.
Cool.
All right. So, a few hours pass, and now the light is beginning to dim. An orange sky breaches over the world, over the land, which very swiftly turns to dusk and darkness, and the stars are littered across. And almost like clockwork, once the last light is left, happiness, cheers, frivolities, just celebration can be heard throughout New Urinium. For the first time in probably ever, and maybe the only time ever, Rosalind's tavern is packed to the brim, as she has been placed in charge of the 2 kegs of ale, which she was very happy to do. And people drink, eat, and celebrate. Nobody is charged for this. This is all just a free celebration on New Urinium. And when night has truly taken over, nearly all of the newcomers stare at the greenish wavy light over the distant mountains of the sky. Cora, as night comes, you can see mountains off nearer towards the northwest a little bit. And then as the stars streak overhead, something akin to the Aurora Borealis waves over those mountains. You've never seen anything like it before. It is a beautiful sight. So,
Can I offer Rosalind the pound of meat that we carved off and ask her if she'd mind doing us a couple of steaks out of that? How many steaks you get out of a pound of meat?
A pound of meat will probably, depending on how thin she cuts the steaks, she could probably get a dozen out of it.
Well, let's do one for each of the party, including lovely Cora, who's joined us, and you can keep the rest for herself and so on.
Oh, she's happy to do that, and she roasts up the meat of the apex predator.
Apex steak.
And she likes the name of that. She says if you can find any more beasties like that, she's more than happy to make more apex steaks.
If we survive another run with another one, if we find one, we'll be sure to. But Jesus Christ, Apex is a good name.
So, effectively, you guys are in the process of your long rest until the morning. There's celebrations abound, drinks are being had, and just everybody is being happy and merry. What would you guys like to do tonight?
Bagpipes!
Earplugs!
So immediately, as soon as Agnes has got a moment to herself, she pulls out the bagpipes and starts playing it for all who are willing to hear. Nasty Jim.
Oh,
I want you to make a performance check, please, Agnes.
Yep. Performance.
wow.
27.
A near flawless performance from Agnes, who is dancing and playing at the same time, and people are utterly mesmerized by her.
Even I don't hate them tonight. Well done.
During the festivities, Sparhawk, you do see Kurik. He is currently in the tavern. You don't think he's noticed you because he's currently speaking to a young lass. I mean, Kurik himself is at this point will probably be about 18 years old.
Yeah.
Is speaking to a young girl of a similar age, and he's got the most dashing smile about his face, and you can clearly see he is trying in his own young mannish way to put the moves on this lady.
So I'm just going to say to the rest of the group, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I believe I see my squire, and I believe he may be getting himself into a spot of bother. And then I'll wander over to him. But
Right.
I was going to say quietly, but I don't do quiet. So
It's loud enough in here, so you could technically get over to him without him noticing you, because he is currently focused at the moment. It says, and as you get closer to him, you just hear him say, "Honestly, I have been across half the world, and I have never ever met anything quite as lovely as you. Your eyes sparkle with every star in the night sky. Your smile radiates so that even the gods and goddesses get jealous. I must know your name. Grace me with it." Do you want
I'm going to lean over, sort of stood behind him, but lean some quite close to his ear and say, "Yes, we must know your name."
And he turns around, like startled, and his eyes goes wide, and he goes, "Oh, Lord Sparhawk, we found you!"
Not for lack of trying, by the look of it, Kurik. I'm sure that's what you were.
My apologies. My apologies, my lord. This young lady was in trouble, and I, as your loyal and faithful squire, who upholds everything you hold dear, attempted to rescue her.
Yes, she looks extremely distressed.
She leans forward and she says, "He's lying. He didn't." and she walks away. Oh, wow! I have never ever had my honor and integrity questioned before by some harlot trying to lead me astray. My apologies, my lord. I will never. I will never.
As soon as he says the word harlot, I just clip him over the top of the head.
No, no.
He's
My
no way
apologies.
to speak about a lady.
Of course, my lord. Clearly, I have much to learn.
And clearly, I have left you on your own too long.
It's been 7 months, my lord.
7 months, indeed. I hope Albert's been
How are
keeping you
you?
with your training.
He has. He slows with age, so I can't tell if I'm getting better or if he's getting slower.
Well, despite your wayward ways, it is good to see you.
It
And
is
I'm sure
good
we'll
to
get
see
that
you.
training up to scratch soon.
And he smiles, but in a kind of "oh crap" kind of way.
Don't worry. I'll be nice. You've looked after Gloria for me.
Yes. I may not be the best squire in the world, my lord, but I am an enthusiastic one.
No squire is perfect. I remember being a squire. But you will learn. There were only 3 rooms in this inn, weren't there? It's only a small
That's right.
place.
Yeah, that's right.
And we booked them all out.
Yeah.
But Isaac's been asleep half the day.
Well, Isaac attempted to get to some sleep and eventually the sounds of hundreds upon hundreds of people cheering and yelling and drinking and frivoling means that you cannot go to sleep unless you really try to.
But when you come down, you do smell an amazing steak cooking. So, swings and roundabouts.
Suppose that's a positive.
Do we know where people that have come off the ship are going to be sort of bunking down?
People will be taking them into their homes, like beds, like bedrolls, covers, duvets have been prepared. Just as new buildings are being made. I mean, obviously, new buildings are being made all the time, but the priority, as soon as a new ship arrives, that you can gather, is to build new houses as quickly as possible. And it's actually a much easier task when the materials are already made, akin to the ship. And at this particular time, now that dusk has fallen, the ship is already half stripped of parts.
So
Work fast here.
I'm gonna, because Albert's an old man, I'm gonna give Albert my bed for tonight, and I'll take Kurik and Harold.
My Lord Sparhawk, I have no need of a bed. I shall sleep standing in full armor, if I have to.
Don't be foolish. You'll sleep where I tell you sleep.
Yes, my lord.
I think from memory we have 3 spare beds anyway.
Okay.
I think it was like three rooms with 3 beds. So
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask the rest of the party if it's okay if they take up the spare beds then.
Sure.
Yeah. No objection.
So, Cora, you have never been part of a festivity such as this. It's a little overwhelming. Everyone's just, from what you can gather, everyone is really happy, and it is a happy occasion, but never have you seen anybody act quite like what these people are acting like now. How would you respond or even approach or act in this situation?
So she's going to sit there and watch, and at some point, as they're discussing where people sleep, she's going to turn to Sparhawk and say, it's lovely meeting you all. It's all just a bit much, and I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if I just if it would be okay if I took my bedroll and watched over Gloria for the evening.
I have no issue with that. It is quite a wild land, but I'm sure Gloria would keep an eye on you if that's what you wish to do.
Okay. Space being limited, I think that maybe being out and with a familiar companion for the past several months, maybe I can get some prayer done and come back and join you all again in the morning.
Absolutely. I can only imagine at the disorientation. At least I'd had the chance to meet my companions before we washed ashore.
if I see Cora leaving, I'll grab a cup of wine and I'll offer it to her and make sure that she's got something to help keep her warm while she's out. Nothing like a cup of wine to keep the chill away.
Thank you so much.
Lovely meeting you. See you again soon.
So, Cora, you, with your cup of wine, you retreat outside, dodging and ducking, weaving out of the patrons going in and out of the tavern. You make your way over into the fields. So, New Uranium is basically a set of ring villages that border with open plains and forests on the outskirts. But on the inside of this ring, they fashioned it into new farmland where they are already growing such things. And part of this farmland is reserved for livestock, and that is where Gloria is currently staying. You get a good view of the night sky and the green lights emanating from the mountains. And whilst it is cold, you are too happy to notice it. And as you lay down in the field, nearer to Gloria, who is resting and sleeping at the moment, you turn onto your side and realize not but 5 feet away of you is a huge pile of cow dung, and you come to realize that maybe it wouldn't have been the best idea to sleep in the middle of a livestock field, but you've been in worse places, and eventually sleep overcomes you. The rest of you, whilst you are in the tavern, eventually Hunter Lexi approaches. She still has her hood up, but she looks a lot more happier than usual as she sees the majority of you together at some point, and she comes over to you. Hi. So I just had a couple of scouts come back. They found what you did. Impressive work.
It was a close call, but we overcame it eventually.
Honestly, if I had known what you were going up against, I would have said, leave it. You know, I'll organize a proper hunting squad, and
So would we.
And I'll organize you to come with me, and we would have done it together. But you've proven your capability. You've proven just how skillful you all are when you work together.
It was a good battle, and I did emerge from it feeling much stronger, like I'd learned something new.
I did notice that the one that didn't talk, the blue one, she isn't with you. Did she fall in battle?
You're on mute, Rich.
Sorry. No, she did not fall during the battle, but during the battle there was a slight miscommunication with her and another party member, and she wanted to return to the ocean. She has been talking of the ocean since she joined us. I believe she would be more comfortable there, swimming along with the fishes.
Then perhaps that is what is best. Anyways, as promised, she pulls out a rather large sack, or bag even. As promised, the payment of 150 gold pieces.
I'll just try to work out which other party members could see me take it, but I'll accept it.
Well, she's talking to all of you, so
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So you guys can split that up as you want, or you can put it straight into the party loot if you want.
How do you guys want to do it? I'm happy to have a party loot that if we need something big, we buy out of.
Yeah.
That makes more sense to me. Or we can split it up. It'll be like 21 each. There's 3 gold left over.
No, it's already in the sheet. Don't worry.
Okay, it's in the party loot now.
Can I quickly talk to Hunter Lexi? while
Yeah, of
she's
course.
with us?
Yeah.
So, Hunter Lexi, you and your hunters, while you're
Yes.
scouting around, have you guys ever noticed a half horse, half human creature milling around? Or leaving tracks,
no.
unusual tracks?
No, but we have noticed horse tracks before, but we assumed they were just riders.
We, on the way looking for the apex creature, we encountered this half horse, half human individual. Just to let you know, he's not the friendliest of all creatures we've met. So your hunters may want to steer a clear distance from him if you come across him. And if you do come across him, would you let us know?
Of course, we will. Is he a danger to us?
Well, what happened to us was that he was able to summon other creatures to attack us. So it's best
And
to
he
stay
has
away.
he has sentience, then, does he?
Yes. He was, we could not totally successfully communicate with him. But
Speaks a variation of Elvish.
yeah, well, there we go. It's very, I don't know whether any of your hunters speak Elfish at all, but yeah, just keep an eye out and do let us know if you see any specific tracks or sights of him, if that's okay.
I will certainly put the word out, and I think with that information, I'm going to put a bounty on his capture. Because if what you say is true, then he organized the attack yesterday. He would have been the one to start the fire, whilst directing the beasts to attack from the other side.
It is certainly possible.
Mm.
I
And whether or not
believe-
he did or did not do this, the only way we could find out is if we captured him and questioned him.
How much a
believe-
bounty are we talking?
Let me figure out some of the details, and I'll have to speak to Escanor as well, just to see how much money I'm allowed to put up to offer a bounty on such an individual. But
Oh.
let's just not discuss such things tonight.
And just
Enjoy
to
your
re-
drinks, enjoy your food.
Just to emphasize, it's a very, very, very dangerous creature. So bear that in mind when you talk about bounty.
I will keep that in mind.
Good
And she takes a cup of wine and downs it. And barely even noticed. I mean, she has minor rosy cheeks. Now it just looks just a little rosier. But she goes off, and for the first time you've seen this rather unsociable halfling keep to her namesake, and she is now being rather sociable. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do tonight before retiring?
Nope. Ready to sleep now after a long day.
Okay.
No, I'm happy enough. I did mean to, actually. Have I noticed off the new ship any other Dragonborn?
There have been probably 24 Dragonborn that have gotten off the ship of various colours. It was a diverse crew, so.
Okie doke. I'll go have a look tomorrow, see if I recognise any of them.
Alrighty then. So, you all turn in for the evening. Eventually, sleep overcomes you, and you are whisked away into your dreams. It's cold. Something doesn't feel right. You all feel alone. As the darkness, whatever it is, stretches into infinity. You feel about. You feel nothing. You're not standing on anything. You are simply floating. What do you want to do?
Can I cast Dark Vision on myself?
You cast dark vision on yourself and nothing happens.
Didn't really think that would help, seeing as some of us have Dark Vision, but
I'm thinking, is this because I ate that apex meat?
is that what it does?
Hallucinating.
Can I reach out and see if I can feel anything?
You reach out. You're grabbing onto thin air. Just nothing.
I'm
Cora,
going to,
you're dreaming this as well, just so you know.
okay, I'm going to try and speak for Gloria. I'm gonna call for Gloria.
So you call out for Gloria, and all of you can hear Cora's voice. Gloria! 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 It's a bit echoey.
Do we recognize his Cora's voice?
Yeah, you've spoken with Cora, so you recognise her voice.
Okay.
Cora?
You can all now
Yes.
hear Sparhawk's voice.
Am I dreaming?
You're dreaming I'm here too?
What if you're not really here and it's really all my dream and I'm just dreaming about your voices?
Who is that?
That is very
Vorkris!
effectively Vorkris.
I flip Vorkris off in the darkness and go, oh shit, I feel like it's darkness.
Is anyone else there?
Yeah, this is Emron. Are we all sharing the same dream? I've never had this before.
This is
Does
really
this feel,
bizarre.
does this feel familiar to me?
It does feel familiar to you, Bark.
It's... Are you all safe? Are you all here?
Well, wherever here is.
I'm not sure about safe.
Can I move? Can I turn? Try and... Is there any motion, or am I literally just sort of suspended?
You do turn, but it's kind of like turning in water. Like, you can feel that your body is now facing a different direction, but you see nothing.
Can I hear anything?
Only the voices of your companions.
Can I get in touch with my inner power and see if I can use my divine sense to detect anything?
What would you like to try and detect?
Ooh.
Well, it just says, I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of me, basically.
I know, but this is a unique experience, and I need you to be specific.
I'm going to see if I can detect any fiends.
I'm going to do the same with primeval awareness.
All right. Can I get the same stipulations for you, Bark, as well? What specifically would you try to detect?
I'm trying to... As in fiend or name?
A type of creature.
Fiend. I'm sensing... I'm trying to sense fiends. Evil.
All right. So Sparhawk and Bark. You both get pings. You get 7 pings of fiends near you, very near.
Whatever is out there, speak your name now. Make yourself aware to me.
All
Is
you
this-
got, all
Sorry,
you can
go.
hear is the voices of your companions.
Can we feel our own bodies? It feels like we're
You
physically...
can feel your bodies, yes. You can feel your physical body, yes.
And we have our weapons or equipment, or are we just...
I
bodies?
would say you have your mental apparitions of your equipment.
Can I try and move to the closest voice that I can hear?
So you begin moving. I want you to make a D20 roll, please.
I'm going to be really annoyed if you step on my foot.
You feel as if you are moving, Isaac, drifting through the nothingness. And eventually you bump into something. Kenny, Emron, you feel something touch you on your back, almost nudge you over a little, but you see nothing.
Who's that?
It's
Where
me,
are you?
Isaac.
Hey, it's Emron. I can't see you. I still can't see you.
I can't see you, but I can feel you and I can hear you. I can hear the others as well, but no idea where they are.
So, Isaac, as you are feeling Emron,
Why it's always me?
it's different. You know what Emron looks like, but right now, it feels like you're grasping a solid lump of dried out leaves, husks of trees, bark, dead nature. Emron, as you reach out and feel Isaac, you don't feel clothes or hair or anything that you would associate with Isaac. Instead, what you feel is slimy, slithering scales.
Sure, it's not me.
Are you sure this is you? You don't feel human. What is you like a slimy frog texture with scales? What's
I don't
happened
know.
to you?
I have no idea. You don't feel like you should. You feel really weird, just like twigs and stuff.
That's so strange. Where are we? What's doing this to us? Hang on. The rest of you, speak so we can find you. Myself and Isaac have found each other.
Yeah, I'll try and hold on to Emron and then take
Do the
his-
best
Alright.
impersonation of a bagpipes I can possibly think of.
While staying quiet, but now I'll speak to say, shut up!
Okay, so one of that bagpipe noise must be Agnes, right? Shall
Oh,
we head over there?
I will also move towards the bagpipe noise.
So
Arms outstretched, ready to strangle Agnes.
I'll say
it does
hello.
take you a little while, but eventually you are all able to find each other.
And what does Agnes feel like when we find her?
When you feel Agnes, you do feel a humanoid body, but wet and sticky, congealed. The sensation almost as if she is covered in blood.
Okay.
When you feel Vorkris, you feel like what you are touching is not real. Like it's false. Like it's an illusion. But it's a juxtaposition in and of itself. When you feel Sparhawk, you feel a weak humanoid with it basically, as you touch it, it feels as if the body will crumble away with any amount of pressure. As you touch Bark, you feel cold, almost as if it's made of vapor, not solid. And as you touch Cora, you feel the sensation that this individual is a mixture of many different things that have different textures and sensations to them. Rough texture, soft texture, scaly texture. It's an oddity and an unknown. But you all are now all together.
Is everyone as clueless as me?
No, this is a dream. This is just sleep, and this is a fiend.
And if
No,
we all
you
wake up tomorrow having had the
Sparhawk
same
and
dream,
Bark, those fiends are very, very, very close to you now. All 7 of them.
Can I hear anything from them? Can I feel anything from them? Is there anything apart from the ping of primeval evil? Am I getting anything?
Best you can get, these 7 pings are all within 5 feet of you.
Do we know that you're sensing this? Do we know you're doing this detection?
No, I don't. You wouldn't know from mine.
Okay.
Listen, I want all of you to listen very closely to me. This is something I experienced before I left the old world. I will not invoke his name, and I'm not speaking of it while they are here, because I do not want anything else to happen to you on my behest. Just know that this isn't real. And you are...
Oh, it is very real. You killed my pet. Who are you to take that away from me? Who are you to encroach upon my lands? Who are you to deny my isolation?
I'm going to turn, even though I don't technically know which direction I'm going to go. My name is Bark Blackburn of the Blackburn Order. I am a knight of Biori, and Obed High and Elora. And I will take my fires, and I will purge the world of your filth and your blackness. You will not take my friends, you will not take me. Know my name, know my order.
You only list words, names of those who I have already taken. Your gods are dead.
I do well to disbelieve the filth that springs from the mouth of fiends. Take your ilk and get out of our heads. I will not give you the satisfaction
I know you. I know where you all come from. I know where you are all going. You have come to a place you should not have come to. You have brought others with you. You have violated the terms of the treaty. You have allowed my coming. So, I can at least give you thanks. It's because of your interference, your machinations, that I have risen from the depths of the abyss, the halls of Avernus, the endless void of nothing. Those that would seek to destroy me quake in fear at my presence. Your gods are but paltry abjurists, illusionists. Nothing. This continent, this land, this world won't keep me forever. And the more that come, the more that you breathe, the more you let me into your souls. You are but a stepping stone to my ascension. Come and find me if you dare. Look to the snows, to the endless forests of the dead, beyond the mountains of ice and glacier, to the land of the forgotten. There you will find there you will find my Tama. And there you will find your absolution. You all come to consciousness in your beds.
I sit bolt upright with a mild roar to me, and I spring to my feet and I slam straight out the door, and I'm running for the town now for outside.
Righto.
I'm going to get up and try to find the rest of the party.
Sparhawk's going to roll off his bed onto his knees, get his holy symbol, and pray hard.
Assuming we're all sharing the same rooms, Amron's going to get up, look at Fortress. If he's still not awake, shake him awake and say, "Did we have the same dream?"
No.
Okay, it must be that Apex steak then, definitely.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I had a weird ass dream. I couldn't see anything. Weird voice. Pissed me off a bit. I mean, I've just come out here to explore, and he's gobbing off saying I've broken some ancient fucking pact. I don't even know who this guy is. Nothing to do with me. I'm just going to ignore it.
Oh, it was traumatic. And I felt like dead leaves. What was that about?
I reach out and touch you. You don't now.
Exactly, thank goodness.
Felt like an illusion. I don't even know what the heck that is. How do you feel like an illusion? It was a weird place.
Yeah, let's see if the others had the same dream as well.
Okie doke. We can head downstairs and head outside, see if we can track them
Most
down.
of the village is either asleep or passed out on the tavern floor at the moment. There's not really anybody else awake.
Got any wine left?
No, unfortunately, that's all gone.
So, having run through, I've seen that no one else has woken up. It's still peace.
Yeah.
So it's just us this guy hates. That's good to know.
Just maybe because of the spellcasters, maybe they just hate them.
I'm gonna come inside and find everyone, make sure everyone's. You all had the same dream I did, didn't you? I know you did because you were there. I don't know why I'm asking.
Yeah, it was like a dark void, and we all don't feel the same physically. And there was this other voice talking. Was it talking to you?
It's talked to all of us.
Do you seem to know who it was?
Can you all take a seat for me? I didn't think this was going to catch up with me as fast as it did, if at all.
Is there something you want to share with us, Bob?
I don't want to, but I have to now. My hand has been pulled. You all know my last name, Blackburn. I say it more than I probably should. It's, before I left the old world, I was part of a group of, as you heard, druidic demon hunters. We, in the name of Biori and the Witch Queen, its history, I'll explain it when the time comes around, but long ago a woman took an oath to slay fiends, fae, the darkness, the evil that encroaches upon our land. She made a band of those who had been hurt, killed by the evils of the world, and she turned us into Blackburners. I was born of the group, my mother and father, and while we were fleeing from the company and trying to get the humans we were taking, the lives to the ships, every single one of us had a dream. That dream of darkness and death and black, and we knew that we had to leave the old world, and that there was something there that needed to be escaped from. We needed to save people. And now he is here again with me. And I don't know if he's If it's me, then it might be the rest of my order if they're here. My grandmother, my parents if they're here, and now I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. I thought I'd escape this, and now here it is with me again. I've brought nothing with me but the darkness, and I am so sorry, all of you. I did not mean to pull you into this. It's more than I can take on. I don't know what to do anymore.
Perhaps, friend Bark, you should consider less escape and more defeat of this entity. We are all in this. I don't believe that you've pulled us into this. I believe whatever this being is would use us as an excuse to break this unknown treaty, whether you were here or not. That's what fiends do. They find reasons to break pacts.
The sound like the Black Burners were created to protect people and fight these fiends, not run away from them. I'm just going to throw that out there.
It was before the company decided to ravage the world and take everything. Life was a lot simpler, and the evils were smaller. I lived in caves for most of my life. I sat in the dark, and I kept it from the good people of the world, and now it's back, and it seems to have a problem with not just me, but everyone I know, everyone of my crew, my kin, my family. And if it's here in this land, then I've brought people to their deaths again. The ship we were on, you. I don't know where to go. I need to find my grandmother and my kind, I think. I need answers. I need to know where to go, because you have to understand, since arriving on these world lands, the last 6, 7, 8 years of I don't know how long, weren't demon hunting. They were protecting families, children, normal people. And I have lost my normal, untalkative, demon-killing ways, and now I am stuck caring about people, and it's strange. And I can't stop, because now life rests on my shoulders, and I know them. I know you. I know all of you. I knew them, and how to know that maybe I have brought darkness here onto you. I have to kill it. I have to uphold my oath. But I can't risk you all. I've already... Just talking my God's name put us in danger. It nearly killed me. It nearly killed you, Isaac. A friend, someone I wanted to help, ran away. And I don't know what to do.
Friend Bark, like you, I am a knight of an order that upholds the tenets of justice and order. I feel like this being, its very existence is anathema to that order, to that justice, to the ways that my god Tyr proclaims. I will back you up in this venture. I'd also add, this being invited us to come and get it and gave us directions, rather than coming for us itself. That implies it fears us for some reason. It can probably be beaten.
Bark, I'm not a knight, I'm not part of some holy order. Don't give a fuck about anyone's gods. This guy's threatened me, and so I want to kick his ass. So therefore, I'll help you.
Yeah, we all knew the risks when we came here, and you guys are my friends. I'm not just gonna leave now. No chance. And I'll sort of be looking at Sparhawk to sort of like wishing him not to mention anything of what happened with him checking the stuff out and stuff.
Sparhawk doesn't say a word.
I mean, I don't know how you feel. I don't know whether we all didn't look the same in that dream last night. I mean, I don't know how you feel about the form that you guys looked and felt. Myself as a druid, I felt like a lump of decaying, dried leaves, which is one of my biggest fears for nature. It seems to me that this fiend that we're talking about has the aim to destroy everything that I personally hold treasure. So, as an enemy of nature is an enemy of mine. So please don't worry, I will be very happy to help you to defeat this great evil, which may not only come for us, but come for everyone here in this new land as well.
Cora's gonna put her hand on Bark and say,
Truly, you can't possibly blame yourself. He came to us. He sought us out. All you were trying to do was rid the world of evil. And this fiend, this terror came not after only you, but the rest of us. He came after you for being good, and surely that's something that affects us all. And I've just met you, but it was my mother's dying wish to have me come here and heal the world and make it a unified, better place. And I feel like I could probably be of some service.
You can. You definitely need to meet my grandmother. She would love you. I'm just going to stand up and I'm just going to very sort of clumsily pull them all in, just holding them close for a second, just big hug, and I don't know. I don't want to put you all in risk, but he's coming now, and whether I let him here or not, it is no longer It seems we have a goal in these lands, and there's more here to protect than just our asses, it seems. I cannot find words or expressions to tell you what it means to know that you are by my side, and with
Does
me.
Agnes have any words on the matter?
Yeah, sorry.
I have to wait for him to mute the TV. She's like, you can tell, like, she was obviously crying when she woke up because she was scared. But she's like, we're big enough and ugly enough to get ourselves in mess. You don't have to worry about us. We worry about you as much as you worry about us. I'll help you because you're nice to us rather than anything else.
I mean,
I would say, sorry, I would say we don't have to go to his playbook. He's said, come and get me. He's given us a straightforward set of directions to where he wants to meet us. I think we would be foolish to go charging straight at him without forethought or knowing more about this entity or this land.
Foolish is my middle name.
There's risk and there's risk.
We will need a plan, and we will. I'm not letting you all just charge in. Bagpipes drawn. Bells tolling, hoping to maybe strike this thing down. Yes. We will come up with a plan, and we will, as you have given yourselves to me, I give myself to you as I did from the day we landed on that beach. I'm not letting anything happen to you or anyone in this town. I've seen the horror of what Dying Lands does, and I'm not letting that go again. If you are truly sure you're coming with me, then I cannot offer you more than thanks and my life in service of this greater, I don't know, quest, I guess, meaning, purpose, whatever you want to call it. You're all my friends now, and more than that, you are kin. And I will treat you as such, and yeah, thank you for everything.
And with that, Val's solidarity with each other, tiredness is beginning to overtake you. And you know that whatever you can or cannot do, you probably can't do it tonight. And so, with a bit of a more regard about you, you will eventually do retire to sleep. And you are all able to finish your long rest until the morning comes. And when you get out of bed, make your daily preparations, and begin making your way downstairs, the people are going about pretty much as they were yesterday. It seems that you people were the only ones that had such a vision or a dream. And as you are preparing to leave the tavern, Rosalind is there. She calls out to you and says, "Oh, Escanor was looking for you, just so you know. She asked me to pass a word on to you. Luck word. Thank you." And she goes back to basically clearing up the gargantuan mess that was left last night. But she seems happy just to be busy, really. So
I task Harold to help her. It's good for a paid place.
Yeah, no problem, sir. I'll happy to help. Thank you. And he goes to enthusiastically pick up cups, plates, knives, forks, and just wipe the various stains of bodily fluids away.
Nom nom nom.
Do you guys feel like we should give her some gold, maybe, for the rooms, for everything she's doing for us?
You already paid for the rooms. So.
I've already paid for the rooms.
Yeah, the rooms are paid for.
Okay.
And I mean, last night was all the stuff from the boat, wasn't it? So
Yeah, it was a free. It was a free celebration last night. So
I'm happy to send some gold away, but we need to get some more gold first. We're a little bit poor ourselves.
We need to arm ourselves still. Shall we go and see Escanor?
Yeah.
We need to also go see the blacksmith.
Yeah, I'd like to go see.
And I've forgotten his name.
Zaza.
Zaza.
Yeah.
Zaza.
All I can think of was Jar Jar or Yaya. It's not one of them.
Zaza.
Yeah, Zaza.
So is the town now going back to its normal business? Because
Yes.
yesterday it was all over the place. Okay, cool.
So
what
well,
should we
they
do
still
first,
have
gang?
they still have a lot to do, but
Yeah.
they're not acting any differently than what they were yesterday. So
Okay. So where's our first stop, people?
I'm happy to go see Escanor first if you want to do that, but I'm not leaving here till we've seen Zaza and
Yeah,
blacksmiths. But yeah, we can go see Escanor, see what he wants.
all right. So the party makes their way over to Escanor's house. You rap on the front door, and you see the familiar bald-headed, chin beard form of Escanor as he opens the door. He says, "Ah, thank you. Please come in, come in." And he gestures you all to come inside his house. As he goes to sit down, he says, "Tea, anyone? They did actually bring a few bales of tea with them, so I can actually make it for you this time."
I would love some tea. Thank you very much.
It takes a few minutes to prepare some tea for you, and it's presented to you. Old world leaves. It's good. It reminds you a little bit of home. So, thank you very much for your services. Lexi has told me what it was that you fought and brought down. I cannot even begin to tell you what that means to my people, to this place. Already, you are making the New World a safer place for us to be. That being said, I am in need of your services, and Cora, is that your name?
It is, yes.
Captain Isadora has told me of your abilities, and I believe I've called you here because I believe that you will be a valuable asset to this group. I have a task for all of you of utmost importance for New Uranium. We sent word to the other settlements, the Star Settlements, days ago, of requesting aid in dealing with our influx of predators, but nobody came. I'm worried something might have happened. There has been no disagreement between our settlements, so I have no idea why no assistance came. Now, obviously, our village is busy with the new arrivals, and the wilderness can still be dangerous. So I think you people are the best people to ask to go and re-establish contact with the Star Settlement, solve any issue that is preventing them from sending aid, and return to me with news of what you have. For this endeavor, I will happily pay you 250 gold pieces.
That sounds good. And I will not mention that was where we were planning on going anyway.
Excellent. Well, I thank you very much. If there's anything else that you would like to bring to my attention, or if any news, please bring it to me. Make yourselves at home. I have a lot more to, unfortunately, organize. But yes, thank you very much. Yes, and with that,
But before he catches, I want to catch him on the way out.
Yes.
Do you have anything that we can give to the Star Settlement to show that we are part of your settlement?
Well,
Letters of
you are.
endorsement or anything like
You
that?
are. Just tell them my name, and and the fact that you are here in the New World is proof that you came from the Old World. So,
Okay.
I have no reason to believe they wouldn't trust a messenger from New Uranium. I mean, there hasn't been a messenger from New Uranium, so they have no reason to believe that you people are not messengers.
Okie doke.
I mean,
I can make that
I
work.
sent one of Lexi's hunters to go request aid, and that person never returned, so I assume that they're still there, or perhaps something foul came across them in the wilderness. It could be any reason.
What was the name of the representative you sent before?
Oh, I believe his name is Gareth.
Gareth. Okay, we'll mention that Gareth came over this way.
Of course. Lexi would be the best person to talk about Gareth and what direction he would have taken if you are so inclined to research such a thing.
I tip my hat and bow.
He nods his bald head towards you and leaves the house. You guys finish up all of your tea and, not wanting to overstay your welcome, swiftly leave a few minutes afterwards. Unless there was anything else you wanted to do inside there.
Well, I assume he's got loads of books, right? Has he?
He has a few books. They're mainly fictional stories from the old world.
Okay. No.
A couple of them seem to be instructional manuals about carpentry and field work. Just general labor stuff.
No.
Shall we visit Gaius?
I'm gonna look around and say, it sounds like you guys had some excitement before I came, and it'll probably be a long journey. Maybe you guys could fill me in on all of the excitement that happened before I came.
Absolutely. It will help pass the time during our long journey.
Come with us to the shops. You get to know the local shop owners as well if you want.
Lovely, friendly people they are.
Okay. So you guys make your way over to Strong Arms, and inside you can already see Caius working away at basically the tidbits that he has. He doesn't, as you can tell, he doesn't really have much. He doesn't really have any materials to work with. He sees you coming into his shop and says, "Oh, welcome to Strong Arms. It's you folk. Yes. What can I be doing for you? Unfortunately, my inventory has not improved since the last time we saw each other yesterday."
I'll just
Hopefully we can help with that a little bit.
look to Bark and ask him, "Have you got that broken dagger?"
Yeah, I pull out the handle and the blade.
Can I have it for a second?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
And I'll take it off him and then show it to Caius and see if he can do anything about fixing it.
He glances over it and says, "Son, the metal on this blade is wasted away. It's worthless. There's nothing I can do here. I'm sorry."
There's no way you can just repair it, so it doesn't need to be functionable. Just
Well, I can give it a new blade, and if the hilt could survive the process, but in terms of the blade itself, no, it's too far. It's too far gone. I can smelt it down, but the rust on it, it's not gonna. It's gonna be very brittle. It'll be. I doubt it'll survive the process of being reforged.
it was worth a shot. Then I'll just hand it back to Bark.
Pat him on the shoulder and go, "Thank you. It's a nice gesture."
I just thought you needed something good happening to you. Been a lot of crap lately.
So Emron's going to go into the party loot bag and dig out that 15 pound of hide from that monster and dunk it on the
Caius
table.
looks at it with wide, hungry eyes. Oh,
So,
what
Caius, we did we had a big adventure, big fight yesterday, and with a massive unknown beast that we've never seen before. And we were able to take this amount of skin from it. And I was wondering how much armor or shield or whatever you can do with the material that you have. What can you do with this 15 pound of hide?
Shield, nothing. I mean, I can make some wooden shields and then just apply a little bit of the hide over it just for decorational purposes. But this is, he starts feeling the meat or the skin itself, the hide. This is, it's a bit coarse, but it can certainly fashion a few bits of armor out of it. Let me have that. How many pounds you got of it?
15.
15 pounds. I could certainly make some leather armor out of it. Probably I could make one full set of leather armor with it, and have a little bit of spare left over to make maybe half of another leather armor, maybe a smaller size.
Okay, so that's great. I'm gonna let's all discuss this with my friends and see who can benefit. Can you give us a price on that?
Well, if since are you looking for me to make the leather armor for you, or are you just giving this to me for me to sell in my shop?
Well, why don't we commission? Well, whatever we decide on with my friends, we can commission you to make that. Then you've got a sale right in front of you, if we can afford it.
Well, so you want me to build your level armor out of this hide you give me then?
Yeah, whatever you can do, really.
Well, since you've just supplied me with all the materials I need to make it, I'd give you a massive discount for sure.
Amazing.
Well, usually a level armor will cost you 10 gold pieces, but this one, I can put it all together to you. Let's call it 5 gold pieces for the time and the effort. Obviously, you're supplying everything, so I'll sell it to you for half price. It'll simply just pay for my time and my expertise.
Okay. So Emron's going to turn to the rest of the party. Does anybody want a set of leather armor? Would that benefit them?
I don't think so, because I can't wear armor, unfortunately. I think anyone that can wear armor will already have either leather or better. So it might be better off just selling him the hide and see what we can get for it gold-wise.
All of the hides, if we give him the wolf.
Yeah, throw my
hides,
wolf pelt.
pelts.
Yeah.
My good wolf pelt and my shit wolf pelt.
But there
Well,
we go.
well, tell you what. And with this amount of stuff that I've got, it's pretty rare stuff, and I ain't got much to do nowadays. If you just want to sell me the hide, I can actually looking at it, looks like I can make myself a leather armor and a padded armor. I'll pay I'll pay 11 gold pieces. How about that?
How does that sound, everyone?
Will that be including the wolf pelt? The good wolf pelt, the ruined wolf pelt, and the one ruined panther pelt.
That would not be included because I didn't know you had that.
I apologise. We also have this wonderful mint condition wolf pelt, this slightly worse condition wolf pelt, and this much worse condition panther pelt.
It's just leather strips.
Well, the 2 ruined stuff, silver piece for for each of them.
That's
Fine,
fair.
that's decorational purposes at best. But that wolf pelt there, that's a mighty fine one. I'll pay a solid 2 gold pieces for it.
There's 13 gold and 2 silver in total. Any chance you could move it up to 15 gold round, have a nice round amount?
Make a persuasion roll.
Because I forget that I'm not going to ask.
We should have got Agnes to barter for us.
I'm sorry, sir, but if I did it at that price, I would be making no money myself. So the price sticks.
Understood.
I'm only being rather generous with how much I'm offering you. I'll be honest. It's because I like you.
I know, it was just a lot of work to kill that beast, and we were hoping to leave it a little bit more, but I fully understand that doesn't affect your sale at all, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So he pays you the money, and he takes the hide off of your hands.
Caius, my friend. You're
Aye.
short of metal.
I am.
We may be able to help you. We seem to have located a seam of iron.
Oh, a seam of iron. How much of it is there?
Enough that it was easily visible from a distance. I am no miner. I couldn't assess it for you.
Well, then that is very, very fucking good news, I'll be honest. I've not had any iron in the work of any new iron, at least, since we got here.
Well,
Where can I find it?
it's in a.
He does pull out a map.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a couple of
so
miles
yeah.
outside town at the bottom of a waterfall.
Just
I'll send a few lads out to scout it out, and we'll get around the process of mining it. If it's a good sliver of silver, I appreciate this. This is a fantastic find. With some iron coming into my shop, I'll be able to actually make some actual quality weapons. So we're talking actual daggers, long swords, even the tips of arrows as well. I can start making those again. We can start arming ourselves against more predators. This is great. Let's have a look. See, I don't have much on me at the moment, but how does 45 gold pieces sound for that?
I'm going to turn to the party because what I was going to suggest, I wasn't expecting 45 gold pieces to be fair, that's a good amount. But we could also negotiate a future discount, a permanent discount for anything else we buy from him. It depends if we're going to use him to upgrade stuff and do stuff more often. Would that be maybe better if we can get like a 5-10% discount on future purchases?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to just stop taking this man's money.
Yeah, and this is.
I'm sure he'll make
good
that
find for
45
everybody.
back very easily. But yeah, I see what you mean. Agnes, as the persuasive type among us, would you like to discuss potential future discount rather than the gold now?
I hate you so much. So I'm. If we're planning on moving along anyway, we've got to come back a few times. But our future plan is obviously to move away from here and go exploring and go to the mountains and stuff. Is it going to be worth it?
That did cross my mind as well, actually.
Yeah, we do need supplies to start with, don't we? Really, like
Okay, so
healers kits. And
we're just going to take the gold then.
Yeah, I think we should for now. Yeah, we can just give him more, nice stuff on the way back, which we'll be getting anyway. I think.
If you really wanted, you could strike up a little bit of each, lower the price of the gold he's offering, and have a slight discount. Have a little bit of both.
Yeah.
That's a better plan.
Go on, Agnes. Power
Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, if we came to some sort of arrangement for the information that we gave you, would you be able to implement a discount in your shop? And any suggestions are welcome at this point.
Well, at first, I'm glad we went that way. When you first said arrangement with the way you're dressed, lady, my mind went the wrong way. My apologies.
I am utterly insulted. I'm so insulted, it's unbelievable.
However, what, you want a discount, you're saying? How much of a discount are you talking about?
Like 5%, 10%, something like that. But we're open to suggestions if you have a better offer.
And you want me to lower the price of the gold as well for this discount?
We will accept less gold for a discount.
Well, I'll be honest. The iron is certainly going to boost things up around here. Like, really get me able to go again, become an actual business. I've just been standing around most of the day, not doing much. All right. I don't want to leave you high and dry. So 25 gold pieces for a 5% discount for the next month. How's that sound?
Sounds fair to me.
Hands up if you're happy with it. I can see you on camera. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Happy to go with whichever, really.
Sparhawk's not the haggling type.
I'm happy with that. Okay, and that way, you keep some of your gold, and then we are obliged to be returning customers to you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll also be sure to let you know if we find any others.
It'll take me a few days for me to get some, obviously get some iron here. Like, we got to make sure we got to secure the area. We got to make sure that there are no more beasties about. We're going to have to get some of Lexi's hunters that guard the area, clear out any predators, and then we're going to have to create a supply chain to come back here. But give me 3-4 days, and I can start making some stuff again. So I'll have more inventory if you come back in about a week's time.
We're heading to the Star Settlement anyway later today, so that'll probably take us a few days to get there and back. So.
Yeah, it's for last I checked, it takes about 2-3 days to get there. So
yeah, so that sounds perfect.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you very much, and come on back to Strong Arms, where your arm is your strongest asset.
My arm is not strong at all.
Amazing.
I just made it on the spot. I'm in a good mood.
Well done.
All right, so the party takes leave of Caius, and you head out onto the streets, and you pretty much almost immediately bump into Hunter Lexi.
Hi, Lexi. How you doing?
Yes. I was actually just coming to find all of you.
Yeah, okay.
In regards to what we were talking about last night, the bounty.
Yes.
If you can find yourself that half human, half horse person, and bring him to us alive, we'll pay you a bounty of 40 gold pieces.
Sounds wonderful.
He is. If he is what you're saying, he's really dangerous. Then, if you can't bring him back alive, then neutralize him. But we'll only pay you 10 gold pieces for that.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Also, Escanor has given me permission to place smaller bounties on some of the more aggressive predators to secure New Urinium's outskirts and give work to some of the new arrivals. And I wanted to make sure that some of that work went your ways as well, since if you're going to be going out into the wilderness.
Always.
Any creatures that you find out there, if you happen to kill them on your journeys, and if they were very aggressive, any pelts or hides that you return to me, I'll pay you a commission based on how dangerous the creature was. Also, take this, and she brings out a book with a very delicate quill as well.
I'm just starting to wonder if we should have sold her the Apex Predator hide rather than Caius. If it's based on danger of the actual thing. But anyway, in the past, so a book with a fancy quill.
Yeah, that's right. Who's going to take that?
I'll take that.
All right, so Agnes takes it. So you quickly have a quick glance at it, Agnes. It is completely blank at the moment. She says, if you could also document any new species, their behaviors and their abilities, and return that information to us so we can train our hunters to be aware of the unknown dangers of the new world, we'd very much appreciate that. And if you're able to fill out that entire book, well, Escanor is happy to pay a significant portion.
It's a sensible idea, Alexi. It's a good forward-thinking plan.
How many pages are in this book?
Probably about 100 or so.
Cool.
Just while we've got you, Lexi, I believe Gareth was one of your hunters that went off to Star Settlement a week or so ago.
Yes, we sent him off a week ago, and that was the last we saw of him.
Do you know which route he took, which direction, anything we could look out for?
Yes, certainly. I can. I'll mark it on your map, actually.
That's perfect. Thank you very much.
So she marks it on the map as this. I said, this is the route he would have taken. And the Star Settlement, I haven't been there myself, but I think it's around this direction here.
That's lovely. Thank you very much for your help.
As she goes to leave, she says, before you go, I just remembered, that new captain, Isadora, she was looking for you guys and Cora specifically. If you could go before you go, if you could go pay a visit to her, that would be great. Thank you. And she rushes off.
I'll ask Cora if she's got any idea why the captain might be after her.
I have no idea.
Okie doke.
I have a question. I on our trip over here used up all of my healing potions.
That's right, yes.
Is there anywhere in town that we may be able to get more in preparation?
There are no healing potions available because there have been no ingredients that they've been able to find to make more healing potions.
We're about to go to the magic shop now. He's after any ingredients we can find on the way out. When we go looking at things, we can find certain plants and herbs and bring them back to him. Hopefully, health potions will start coming along eventually, but at the moment...
Yeah. Unfortunately, a new world means a significant lack of the things that everybody has become accustomed to. You have to find them and make them yourselves.
I can't even find any bloody incense. It's a nightmare.
Talking of which, shall we go to Zaza's?
You never know. Maybe some incense came in on that boat.
Yeah, new supplies.
Could be lucky.
So you guys want to head off to Zaza's Contemporary Magics and Oddities, is that right?
Yes, please.
It's called Zaza's Bazaar in my head.
Zaza's Bazaar. I like that.
Bizarre Adventures.
So you walk inside the most beariest of magic shops you've ever seen, and Zaza is there in front of his till, his monocule attached to his draconic head. And he goes, "Oh, hello, my new favorite customers. Welcome back. What can I do for you?"
Pleasure to see you as always, Zaza.
Indeed, it's always a pleasure to see another fellow Dragonborn. Have you seen the new people that are around? Oh, they're a feisty bunch.
You've seen them. We've even got one of them with us, and she's accompanying us on our adventures.
Oh, well, welcome to the Zaza Contemporary Magics and Oddities. As you can see, my stock is a little limited at the moment, but these fine folk have agreed to help me out on that occasion.
On that note,
Yeah, so we get out all the teeth and the 2 eyeballs, 45 teeth of the apex predator.
Oh,
and
what the hell's that?
Fresh eyeballs.
this thing is something never seen before. It was freaking terrifying, I'll tell you.
I wonder what sort of magics I can make with it.
I haven't got a clue. But we've got some lovely sharp teeth and some lovely eyeballs. They had some weird powers, and you know the eyeballs seem like a good thing to take. But I don't know if they'll be any good to you.
Well, I'll take them. I don't know what they do, but I'll take them. That's how I look. See, the teeth are good. The teeth are a little damaged, but fine. The eyeballs are of pristine quality. 5 gold pieces for the lot.
Sold.
Very good, very good.
Anything. And just as a quick one, while I was out, I did manage to find it was a small tuft of weed, but it's got a weird blue ring round it. Any idea what that is? I'll take it out and show it to you.
I have no idea. You know, if you're like to give it to me, I'd happy test its properties.
Yeah, why not? Then I'll hand it over. It's no good to me without knowing what it does.
Thank you very much. This will take me a couple of days. How's a silver piece for your time?
Thank you very much. And I don't suppose by any chance some incense came in on that ship, and you've got some incense to throw.
If there is, we haven't inventorized yet. So unfortunately, I got a little bit too shit-faced last night.
Yeah, didn't we all? I had some weird ass dreams. Let's not go there.
Oh, I had some weird dreams as well.
What's your dream?
What was your weird dream? Yeah.
Oh, I was naked. You were naked. The tree was naked. I think everything was just naked.
I'm going to wink to Zaza and say that wasn't a dream.
He looks genuinely concerned and excited at the same time.
I guess we should move on to the next shop, right? Anything else we need to hear?
Out of curiosity, has he got any like poisons, ichors, anything like that on sale? Anything?
He does not have any of that. He has got one. If you're looking for poisons, he does have a poisonous kit, but only the one.
All right, never mind. Cool.
Unfortunately, he's just got a significant lack of a lot of things.
Cool.
Zaza, where do we go to get healers kits in the city, in the town?
Well, we've got a few of the more essential ones. No, they're for sale. But if you're able to get some healing medicinal properties together, we can start producing some healers kits of our own.
So what are the ingredients for these healers kits to make them?
So for the sake of brevity, it is basically any kind of herbs or even flora or fauna or fauna that have abilities to either deal with minor illnesses like colds, or even stuff that sort of act as a sterilizer to burn out and cure wounds a little. Basically, anything that can be used to effectively improve the health of somebody is something that can be used to make a medicines kit or a medicinal kit. Unfortunately, like I said, they just don't know what works here. So it's an ongoing. If you guys don't discover it, somebody else might. So
yeah,
that's fair.
Great.
Okie doke. Zaza, I don't suppose you bumped into the ship captain from last night. I don't suppose you happen to know where she's staying, do you?
Oh yeah, she and the rest of her crew are by half of the ship that's left.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you very much for your time, good sir.
No problem. Welcome. I look forward to our next meeting.
I'm sure I'll have more things to sell you.
Excellent. So You guys make your way out of the shop and down to the beach where half of the ship still remains. Captain Isadora is on the ship, giving orders to her crew, and she sees you approaching and she does flag you down. Hi, thank you very much. Did you get my message?
We did. Hunter Lexi met us a few moments ago and said you were looking for us.
Yes. Now, Cora, you've been on my ship for a while, and I know you kept you to yourself, but you really helped out, especially when the sickness came. So, and I appreciate that you burned a lot of your inventory to help us out on that small little epidemic. So, I trust you, and I believe that you are a good person at heart. So, I would like you to... I've heard of this group, and what I am about to ask you is a little sensitive because I don't even know if it's real or not. But here's the thing. Whilst we were making our way towards the settlements to dock, I noticed a few smaller islands on the way, just a few miles offshore. They look like they were volcanically active. Now, I'm calling them the Fire Isles. That's trademarked already, so don't even try to change the name. But here's the thing: I swore that I saw a ship or two near them, but I chalked it up to a mirage. Now, you guys are capable, from what I've heard, and I trust Cora. So, if you could go with them, and if you could confirm if they were there, and come back and tell me that they were there, or if I'm just going crazy. I'd really appreciate it. And, Cora, I need your word on this because, unfortunately, I don't know you people. I know you. I trust in the rumors of your capabilities, but I trust Cora's word.
I'm gonna look around and say, well, we have something that we are already supposed to be doing, but I can discuss with my new friends and see if maybe we could be of service to you as well.
Of course, it's a minor thing, so it's basically whenever you get around to it.
Okay.
That's fair. How far away would it be?
It's a few nautical miles out there. There are a few of them, but let me mark it on your map at least. So.
Perhaps we could go to Star Settlement and then check that out on the way back. Or probably not on the way back because it won't be in the same place. But
so the Star Settlement, from what you know on the map, is over here.
Is there supposed to be a map?
So
Yeah.
There should be a map. It's unfortunately you only see a very small, significant portion of it because you've only just made landfall.
Zoom right out from the map, then you see a tiny little circle, like the bottom left-ish in the middle.
Right.
Yeah. That's all you. That's all you know of the New World so far. So I'll just ping that again. So Lexi has pointed out on the map that the Star Settlement is over here.
Yeah.
And Isadora is now marking out some bits of the map that she noticed.
Okay.
Did she think these were like live ships that were actually sailing around, or?
Yeah, she thinks that they were actual like ships, but she can't be too certain.
not
So
shipwreck.
she just wants
That's
just somebody
fine.
to just go confirm if she's crazy or not, basically.
Would we not need a ship to go and confirm this? And
You would need a ship, yes.
the ships that land here get stripped for parts immediately. So
Pretty much. There are some rowing boats available.
okay,
The other thing is basically if another ship makes dock, you could try to convince them not to if you could use the ship.
that's what I was just thinking. If we could borrow it for like a day before they strip it for parts, I'm sure that would be doable. Maybe. maybe Captain Isidore would be kind enough to help sail that ship out, because I'm sure the captain that just arrived just wants to get off the ship and rest. But yes, we can certainly see what we can do, I'm sure.
Oh, there are tons of islands.
There we go. Yeah. Especially that's what she pegged when she was on the way over here. And she saw ships around. She thinks she saw ships around there, but she can't be too sure. She thinks she's going crazy, but she'd appreciate it if you could go check it out, because there shouldn't be ships around here.
No, that's fair.
So then I'll look at the group and say, as long as nobody has any issue with it, when we get back, maybe it's something that we could help her out with.
This sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
We've
then
had
I'll
a run-in
turn-
with pirates.
Yes, that's
you
exactly
have?
what I'm thinking.
Yes, there have definitely been other ships here.
Yeah. Basically, Cora, we did not arrive like the other people arrived yesterday. You know, we did not have a party. We did not arrive with people helping us. Our ship was attacked when we could see the shoreline of New Uranium by 2 pirate ships. We were the only survivors of that ship, and we were rescued by a kind tiefling who took us in and nursed us back to health over the following few days that we were unconscious. So, which is why I was a bit cautious when everyone was celebrating the ship approach, because I was expecting them to be pirate ships to go and kind of go for them, but they didn't, which is a really great thing. They arrived safely. So these ships that Isadora saw could be these pirate ships, or more of them.
Did you say that to Isadora, Emerald? Sorry.
Yeah.
I want you to make a persuasion roll, please, because she does look like she doesn't believe you.
Okay. Absolutely.
We were also asked not to mention that to the new people.
Oh shit, we did say that.
Yeah.
5, I lied.
I think maybe you should go back to bed, sir. I don't think you're not talking much sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Just out of interest, Captain, do you know when the next ship after you was due to leave?
Well, from the port that I was sailing from, a few days, perhaps. From the other ports, I couldn't tell you.
Perhaps if the next time a ship arrives here, would you be able to have like a small crew to be able to take us out to these rocks and we can check it out? Because obviously we have no ship and your ship has now been dismantled.
I can certainly put the word in to hold the dismantling.
That would be wonderful. Obviously, I don't know how long we're going to be away. We have to go visit Star Settlement. So if it turns up tomorrow, it's probably not worth waiting a week for us. But yes, if it turns up in 6-7 days, we should be back by then.
Okay, well, I shall keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
All right, so
I take off the hat again and bow deeply.
she
the
tips
captain's hat
her
that you stole
hat
from
and
the other
bows
captain.
towards you as well.
This is the captain's hat that was given to me from the other captain. I did not steal it from anyone. I'm
You
not a
took it off his
thief.
corpse.
He gave it to me.
No, he didn't.
Sparhawk
You found it on the you found it on the floor.
Sparhawk took it off the wrecked ship and gave it to her.
Yeah.
There you go.
I feel even worse now.
It's just about the saluting her with like her dead captain friends. Possibly the captains know each other, possibly they don't, but hello.
Anyway, so with your business in New Uranium sorted, unless there's anything else you guys would like to do, you begin making your way outwards towards the Star Settlement.
Onwards.
Now, can I confirm that you would like to go to the Star Settlement and you don't want to go in another direction?
No, towards the Star Settlement, following the route that Hunter Lexi marked on a map that Gareth would have gone. Was it Gareth?
Okay.
I just wanted to, because that was the first that I had heard of the pirates. I just wanted to look at Emron and ask, Captain Isadora didn't seem like she believed you about the pirates, but is it true? Is that?
Well, I'm glad that she didn't believe me because Forgress reminded me after I've said it that we shouldn't be sharing that information with newcomers. But
Back in just 30 seconds.
It is definitely true. You can ask any of our friends here. We were all gathered on the beach, and we were taken in by a tiefling on the hill who were very kind to us and fed us while we were basically in a coma trying to wake up. And
So-
we buried lots of passengers that was left on the beach.
So why would we want to keep this information secret?
I think maybe Escanor, or the people in charge of the city, didn't want newcomers to feel danger upon their arrival. They wanted to ensure that the new arrivals feel safe and happy that they've made this journey after such a traumatic 6 months on boat. I guess if I was in their boat, in their shoes, I wouldn't want to hear that we've just arrived into another equally dangerous land.
Hmm.
He also wasn't fully convinced himself when we first told him, so it's a common theme that we are not believed. But I don't know where they think 5 people turned up out the jungle from without the entire ship, and everyone else on the ship died. But apparently they just take that in their stride.
Yeah, now that you're with us, Cora, we can share. We can just be frank with you and share with you what we know, because I know
I'm still Volker, not Frank.
Oh, right. Sorry, what did they miss?
No, we're just
We're
sharing
just filling in
pirate,
for it, really.
Cora.
I'm trying to figure it out if there's a reason why they would ask them to keep the pirate information quiet to themselves.
So I'm sure there's more that we can fill you in as we make our journey together in the next few days.
Okay.
And Sparhawk, he's going to round up his retainers and Gloria, and as we travel, he'll be riding his resplendent steed with his entourage behind him while everybody else walks.
So your entourage follow in earnest, almost as if they're praising the very ground that Gloria walks on.
Yeah, they're praising Gloria, not Sparhawk.
They know better. Gloria is quite happy to walk alongside Cora. And despite the crazy last day, Cora, it's nice to know that you have at least a familiar face beside you as you guys begin making your way out of the outskirts of New Uranium and into the wilderness. So I need to ask, who is going to be taking point on this?
I'll be up front, sort of 20, 30 feet ahead, just doing my rangerly duties.
Mm-hmm. Can I get a perception check for him, please?
Mm-hmm. Perception. Ooh.
Okay. So, making your way out across the expansive fields and plains of the New World, you are keeping your eye out for any particular dangers or anything like that, or just anything that strikes you of interest. The only thing that does strike you, or you do notice, Buck, is the various birds that are around. All of them different species, like they're no bigger than the size of robins and canaries and such like that. But there are a good multitude of them of various colours, and they are just quite literally part of the scenery. It's just nice to see wildlife again. Wildlife that was long since extinct in the old world. But you travel on for a good day. So eventually you get to about here or so. And you're at the top of the hill now. And you can see the river that sort of stretches down from the mountains across the sea, out towards the sea. And as you're looking down, you can see at least a day away that there appears to be a settlement built on the river itself. A few buildings, enough to. Since there's literally nothing else but pure wilderness on the skyline, it sticks out like a sore thumb, so you can notice it. But other than that, now with the last bit of light, that's what you see. But unfortunately, night is coming, and you guys, would you like to press onwards throughout the night, or do you want to set up camp?
I think setting up camp is probably a better plan.
Yes.
The wiser
Camp on
option.
top of a hill is always good.
Okay. So you settle out for the night. You eat your respective meals, and you take turn to take the watch. Who's going to be taking first, second, and third watch?
I'll do second. I'll do the darkest part of the night.
I'll take first.
I'll do the last.
All right. So, Forcris, can I get a perception check from you, please?
Yes, of course. I always roll really well at these. 11. That could be worse.
Make some rolls. You keep your eye out as best as you can, Forcris, and fortunately, it's a rather quiet night. It's quiet throughout your shift. If anything does happen, you didn't notice it. You go to wake up Bark,
About normal.
who then takes the second shift. Can I get a perception check from you, please?
Mm-hmm.
So, as
Nice.
you keep a watch out, Bark, you do notice something. There appears to be quite far off, but noticeable, is a group of torches moving across the plains below you. They're a good maybe quarter mile away, but because it's the only light source, or unnatural light source in the darkness, you pick up on them. There appears to be maybe about a dozen of them. They are moving purely eastwards.
Towards Star Way, sorry.
Not pure Star's Independence. Looks like if they were to go pure eastward, they would hit the water again.
I can't. How far would you say? We're about a quarter mile.
Yeah, about a quarter of a mile. The only reason that you've picked up on them is because they are having torches in the middle of the night, and you have a high perception. You have got a high perception.
Straight line or like raggedy sort of? They look organized, or like it's just a party of people.
It looks like it's just a party of people.
I want to explore. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna scout out. I want to stealth as close as I can to them.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth roll, please.
Sorry. Die. Yeah, it is.
All right. You start making your way ahead, taking heed not to make sure you're making any noise. And you get maybe about halfway before you realise that you are making noise. And if you'd like to press on, you can't guarantee that your position might not be discovered, or would be discovered.
Yeah. All right. I'll turn back then. I'm not going to risk myself for the party again.
Realising that you're just a little bit too tired to maintain your focus on moving in stealth tonight, you turn back to the party. You turn back and make your way back towards the party. You do watch the lights continue onwards in an eastward direction. Eventually, they disappear behind a cluster of what you assume to be trees. You can no longer see the lights.
Cool.
But with that, you go to wake up Sparhawk for the third shift.
I'm just gonna. I saw people walking with torches through the forest while I was on my watch. Couldn't get any closer to him because I'm knackered and it's hard to be quiet when you're tired, so keep an eye out. And I'm just going to throw myself to the floor or wrap myself up.
Okay.
Thank-
So, Sparhawk. Alright.
Oh,
Sparhawk, you're pretty rested. You keep an eye out, and your watch is pretty quiet.
I'd like to think with
until...
I'd like to think with a roll like that, I've actually knocked up all 3 of my my retainers and made them stand watch with me. Fuck on.
Yeah. They groggily accept, so happy to serve. But you get the sense that you probably shouldn't do that every night, otherwise their loyalty may suffer. So, but dawn comes, and everybody comes to consciousness. Sparhawk reports that it was a clear night. You pack up all of your stuff and you proceed onwards. Who is going to be taking point again?
me.
Can
Always
I
me.
get another perception check from you, please? Oh, and what pace are you guys moving at? Slow, medium, or fast?
I'd say a medium would be fair.
I agree.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
One of us on horseback, so
now that you are fully rested, Buck, you are hawk-eyed at the moment. You're keenly aware of everything around you. As you descend the hill and proceed forward into a cluster of trees, your ears perk up first, and you can hear voices echoing further into the forest.
what kind of voice? Are we talking like creepy kids run, follow me and die kind of voices, or just people?
Difficult to tell. They sound gruff, maybe.
Which direction?
It would be ahead on the direction that you would originally be going.
Okay. I'm gonna drop into my normal stealthy crouch. I'm just gonna put a fist up, sort of, and look back and just make them aware that, like flick an air, make them aware that I can hear things, and I'm just gonna start stealthily moving forward.
I think Bark's got an itchy ear.
We're in the forest,
So,
right?
Yes, sir. You are in the forest. Yes.
Sparhawk will dismount and send Gloria back with his retainers to hang back a minute.
They will happily do so. Okay. So, Bark, you're proceeding on ahead in
Yes.
stealth. Is anybody going to be joining you?
Yeah, I'll come with you. I wanna get a good nosy.
All right. So, can I get a stealth check from Bark and Vorkris, please? All right. So, you proceed on ahead, and you're taking care to make sure that you are not, making any kind of noise or anything like that. And you're doing a fairly good job, actually. As you proceed onwards into the trees, you probably get maybe about 80, 90 feet ahead of where you originally stopped, until eventually you can see a bit of a clasp of an opening. Inside this opening of the forest, you see a number of humanoid individuals. They are currently chanting around a made circle out of that sort of on the ground itself, and on part of the circle is a raised rock where another humanoid individual stands. There are quite a lot of them, actually. There's maybe about a dozen or so. And
Let me see. Sorry.
as you are seeing the circle, you can see the ones that are in the circle are currently on the ground, praying, like chanting, doing something that basically keeps their attention into the center of the circle. You don't see anything in the center of the circle. You just see dirt, basically. But there are a number of sentries of individuals keeping watch. And as you get a little bit closer to sort of scout them out, you realize that these individuals are hobgoblins. They are considered a menace and a marauders back in the old world. You are
Just-
aware, you're
just
not
be
aware
guessed.
of any of them that came to the new world.
Okay.
They
And no
would
one
have been
mentioned
denied
that.
entry.
Yeah, no one mentioned that Star Settlement was, kind of populated by hobgoblins. I'm guessing.
No, nobody mentioned that. As far as you're aware, hobgoblins, and in that sense, goblinoids, were denied entry.
What they're chanting, is it intelligible?
It is in a language you do not understand.
Is it similar to the centaur?
No.
No.
Unless anybody speaks goblinoid.
Not yet, but I will be able to understand it in.
Yes, I speak orc. I don't know how close that is to it.
So I'm just going to say, in terms of placement, you guys aren't
Yes.
on the map, but you
Okay.
would be down at the bottom.
Hmm.
So that's where you guys are coming in from, and you'd be making your way upwards.
Can I find a quiet little bush somewhere, and I would ritual cast comprehend languages because I did not prepare it this morning, so I have to ritual cast it. And
So
perhaps
that would
I
take
could
you.
go back and fetch others.
That would take you 10 minutes to do.
Yep, I'd hide
Are
away
you-
and do that.
Are you willing to wait around here for 10 minutes?
Okay.
If you really want to do it, I'll protect you. But there's a lot of those goblins.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just figured I'd be hidden and they wouldn't come looking for me, but we could just head back. I mean, I kind of want to know what's going on. Curious person.
So do I.
The ones in the middle are clearly not paying any attention. Now, there is one goblinoid that looks a little. One hobgoblin looks different from the rest. That is currently kind of almost creating a sermon out of their chanting. In fact, you get the feeling that the only ones that are actually paying any attention around are the ones that are not part of the circle.
So head back to the others then.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Vorkus and Bark, you stealthily make your way back to the rest of the party.
What did you see?
Hobgoblins. A lot of them too.
A lot of hobgoblins. So we're chanting round most of them were chanting round in some circle. There's some other slightly weirder hobgoblin stood on a platform. There's only a few guards, but I feel that if one of them saw us, the circle would probably break up quite rapidly. And there was a lot of hobgoblins.
I can make it so they won't be able to see you.
Yeah, but I don't know what we'd accomplish. We need to speak to them, really, but I don't think they'd be very friendly, and I definitely don't speak goblinoid. I could work out how to understand them, but it wouldn't help me speak to them.
Just out, is everyone aware that goblinoids were kept out of the New World? Like, is it sort of?
It's general knowledge. Now, goblinoids themselves, they're not basically in this world. They're not specifically evil. They operated in individual tribes and often came into conflict with companies like the Vivos Trading Company because they wanted to expand in their homes, their lands, and the goblinoids, basically the bugbears, the goblins, the hobgoblins, they all said no. And that often brought into conflicts between the two. So there's generally no love lost between goblinoids and the other civilized people, purely because there is a lot of ill feelings from the old world, basically. And it's because of those ill feelings that no respective ship, as far as you're aware, offered any goblinoid passage over into the New World.
I mean, I don't know what they were doing, but they seem to be religious, at least, if not something along those lines. Whatever they're doing is important enough that they feel they need guards, which is why I'm concerned.
Yeah, and unless we either want to go in and capture one of them or kill a lot of them, I feel we're going to have to just not know what it is they are performing.
Yeah,
What's the rest of the party's thoughts on this?
Do they count as beasts?
No, they are goblinoids.
humanoids. Okay.
They are humanoids, but they're a subclass of goblinoid. So
Well, if we can't communicate with them, don't really know.
well, you don't know. You haven't tried to communicate with them.
That's true. Do we want to take the 10 minutes where Vorkris could cast his ritual while we're all together, and then
The downside of that plan is that while I will be able to understand them perfectly, they will not be able to understand me.
Maybe they could understand us anyway.
right,
They
they might speak common, but at least you'd know what they were saying.
This is fair. I mean, I could do the ritual. We could all go together as a, don't just try and snatch us all up, or we will fight, but not aggressively, just in a show of force, defensively, and try and communicate with them and see how that goes.
Were they on like the main road, or were they on like a bit of
There
outside?
is no main road. They were basically in the path that you guys were going. And if you so desired, you can just move around them.
How far away from the settlement were they, relatively?
You are still a good 6 hours travel away from the settlement.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, this could well be their home, their land, and we are the intruders and trespassers. So,
But then
That
the
is
old
likely
world
to be
is the old world is a general knowledge thing. It is considered to be uninhabited. There was no civilization here, as far as anybody knew.
What are the chances, the way you described what they're going to do, and we don't know how they get here, what are the chances that they're summoning a portal to bring more hobgoblins to this land? It feels like from your description that they're performing a summoning.
it is definitely possible.
I mean, it was something. It's a circle of dancing people and guards. I don't want
But in which case, could we maybe learn from them how to do that? Because that's fucking loads easier than a fucking 3-month-long boat trip. Quick portal.
I'm just gonna. You concern me sometimes.
Cora's still a little shaken up from the dream last night and gonna look at Bark, who's clearly been over there and seen it, and says, do you think that any of what they're doing has anything to do with what we all experienced last night?
Well, now I do. I was just worried there were some errant druids, but now, yeah, okay.
Well, how about I sit here and start doing comprehend languages then? It'll take me 10 minutes. Just ignore me for 10 minutes.
And while you're doing that, I think that I have. Can I do bless as a ritual?
I don't think you can do bless as a ritual spell. I think it's just a spell that you cast.
Just a spell.
Just checking that. Yeah, no, bless is not a ritual spell. It is just a spell you cast.
Let me look and see if I have anything helpful I can.
Bless lasts a minute, so it's best to sort of cast it if we feel that they may turn on us.
I just think we should just like go in together and be like, oh my god, I am so sorry for stumbling across you. I humbly apologize, and see what they do. They might just say, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that you walked into us. Please walk round. Or they might go, you fuckers, you're dead.
Either way, I'd like to be able to understand whatever they say. I don't say as I sit there chanting.
I agree. I think we should take the open approach, but be prepared for any eventuality.
I think if we were to do that, let's approach it in 2 different groups, so that, you know, if it's hostile, then group number 2 can get a surprise attack on them.
Those with ranged abilities could perhaps hide in the trees.
Yeah.
Aren't you a tactical mind, M1?
Well, having experienced what we did, tactics is probably a good thing to approach everything we insert in with.
But if we come across as having thoughts and being tactical, they might take that as an insult, like we were planning to attack them. Just food for thought.
Only if they see the people in the trees.
Yeah, but if we remain hidden, if there's no need for us to take any action, then we won't. We just remain hidden.
Out of curiosity, how well would I have seen one of them from where I was sat? Like,
Well enough.
yeah.
What are you trying to? What do you want to know or try to discern?
I'm just trying to think of, if I use disguise self, how well could I make myself look like one of them?
Well, pretty well enough. I mean, they're of the same size as you are, so.
All right. How many of you can cast invisibility?
I have hidden step. I don't know if that works.
I can.
Your hidden step will make you be invisible.
Yeah, I can cast.
And only for 6 seconds, to be fair.
Yeah.
Only for 6 seconds?
It's more of a combat thing. It lasts 1 round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Convert walk, not turn invisible as a thing. I thought that was a.
They have a number. They have a number of traits that let them do. A number of times they can do it.
Yeah.
I can do disguise self, but I would have to see it, so I would have to maybe wait until Bark disguises, and then I could.
Yeah, so hidden step is a bonus action where they can turn invisible, and they can't use it again until they finish a short or long rest. They can cast detect magic and disguise self at will.
I have an idea. Perhaps if Vorkris, you can comprehend languages again, and the rest of you, or as many of you, can turn invisible as possible, I can. I'm gonna take the side of my cloak and cast disguise self, and just sort of, you know how the what's it called, the Boggart in Harry Potter changes into different things, and sort of.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll be stood in front of them as one of the hobgoblins we just watched.
So you see Bark turned into an orange-skinned, pointy-eared individual that looks a bit tall and very mean-looking.
If I can slip in and pretend to be one of the guards on one of the areas that's not guarded so well, they may not notice me, and then, Vorkris, you can just tell me what they're saying.
What I would be able to do is also hide, and I could message you as long as you stay within 120 feet of me, and then I could message you directly what they are saying.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, that would be you walking up to them on your own, if everyone else is hiding and being invisible and things, but it's... Or I could just stand next to you and still message you, so they wouldn't know that I was telling you what they were saying.
Whatever you're more comfortable with, but I can try and slip in fairly unnoticed.
Alright, so Bark currently looks like a hobgoblin. What are the rest of you going to do?
Stand next to Bark.
Okay. So are you all going to walk in there, or is it just Bark?
Tell you what, I'll make myself look like a hobgoblin too. There's my spell slot gone.
Alright, so Vorkris then casts a spell, and now there are 2 hobgoblins.
Deception is not my strong point.
Wick, you can do disguise self, so this is something you can get involved in as well if you wanted to.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and do that as well. Would detect magic be helpful, or?
It depends if you were trying to detect magic or not.
Alrighty.
Would running shoes be helpful? It depends on whether you're trying to run or not.
I'll start with disguise self and make myself look like a hobgoblin.
Okay. All right. So disguise self lasts for 1 hour, just so you're aware.
Okay.
Right. What is the rest of the party going to do?
What did you want the people who could turn invisible to do? Like, where do you want it? Well, things is it me that can do it.
Just keep an eye on us. If things go bad, you can help.
Yeah, I
So
suppose-
what I can suggest is those of us that are a bit more clanky, and I'm looking at two specific individuals in our party. Well, we can group together, and I can cast Pass Without Trace over us and stealth into the trees. Therefore, we can remain quiet. If we need to do any checks, we have a bonus. Then
How many
if
people can you cast that on?
as long as you can stay, well, I can cast as many people
Within,
as I
if you
want.
stay within
Yeah.
30 feet of the person
Yeah.
who cast it, then you get
Yeah.
a +10 in your stealth.
Yes.
We'd
when
hide
we
in
do
the tree
those.
line.
Yeah, we hide in the trees a little bit away from them, that we can still see them and keep an eye on the goblins as well.
Right.
Goblins.
Well, my idea is that this big tree over here, if now all three of us are like hobgoblins, we just sort of slip in and just pretend that we've been there the whole time.
Are we coming from the south, aren't we?
You are coming from the south, but you
Yeah.
you can choose to come in from any direction.
Oh, great. Okay.
I've just put all your tokens down to the south as a starting point.
Okay. I guess. What for Chris and Bark? Where are you guys going to be? Where are you planning to be?
So we all look like hobgoblins, so we're just going at the path to go see them.
Well, it'd be me, Vorkris, and Cora.
Yeah.
So we might as well
Yeah.
hand back and then see what the situation is with how they deal with you three.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Behind
basically-
behind the big weird looking hobgoblin in this space between the guards there, here, and here. It's a whole lot of free real estate.
But if you're coming from the south, I'd personally feel better if like two of us covered
just-
this side and then two of us covered this side. So if something happened, we can help. If we're all spread out all the way around,
Then, unfortunately, 2 people would not get the Pass Without a Trace.
yeah, we have to be band together if you want the benefit of my spell.
Yeah, I think you all just stay there because I think you've all got ranged apart from Sparhawk. Do you not?
Nope.
He can throw Gloria.
Well, when you we laugh, but you know, if you get on your horse, I can cast Pass Without a Trace on the horse as well. So we're all, and you can just gallop in there if you have a mounted combat.
I can bring you in Gloria's token if you want.
Seriously, you know, if you
Horse
want to
launcher.
charge in there, if it goes wrong, you are able to.
But we're going to come in. We're going to be really friendly. We're going to chat, and all this planning is going to be for nothing.
Well, great. At least we're prepared. That's the thing.
Yeah, and then next time we'll just go straight ahead and we'll all die.
Right,
You know.
so
So
Actually, I've just put Gloria's character sheet in your journal,
Okay.
Sparhawk.
so what we do?
All right, so the party, the non-disguised party, you're going to sneak upwards under Pass Without a Trace and basically be on standby just in case things go wrong. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Can I get stealth checks from all of you, please? Sparhawk at disadvantage.
With +10 though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long as you stay close to Emron.
I'll be sticking to him like glue.
Hopefully nobody rolls a natural 1.
I nearly did, but I
Oof.
didn't. So I've got. So that's a 29. That's a 22 from Agnes, and a 30 from Isaac.
That's a 15 from Sparhawk.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that he's clanking through, the magic muffles the clanking, and you guys are able to move up to the tree line. So if that's where you want to be on the map, that's where I will consider you to be on the map.
Yeah. Let's stay here, right? Everyone agree?
Yeah, that's a good enough spot, isn't it?
So you four
Okay.
staying down there in that corner.
I deliberately stayed like one square over so that when he rattled, I stayed away from it.
It's not me. She said, definitely
I like
not
to think
me.
it's horse.
The armor itself seems to vibrate of its own volition. Alright, so however, Cora, Vorkus, and Bark, disguised as hobgoblins, you begin making your way forward. Not attempting to disguise yourself. Those of you who stealth forward a little bit, you can see the three hobgoblins at the bottom. They hear the snaps and the twigs and the rustling of the trees. They immediately go for their longswords at their sides, prepared. But then those three walk out and they see that they're all off their own and they relax immediately. As you get closer and closer, they say to you, in Goblin, have you cast...
I have. I'm
languages?
assuming my 10 minutes finished before we came down here.
Yes, so...
Yeah.
I just want to...
We can't talk to them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, I know. This could be a problem.
So they say to you in Goblinoid, which group are you from? Did you see anything?
I'm going to point to my throat and go...
I'm gonna shake my head no.
Make a deception check.
All three of us.
Unfortunately, Bark nor Cora understand what they're saying. Unless you speak Goblin.
Yeah, so as I'm pointing to my thing, I will message... I can only do one of you, unfortunately. I will message Bark and say they asked what group we're from and if we saw anything.
Message has a verbal component and a somatic
does it really?
towards it.
Oh, well, that's me screwed then, isn't it?
So then if you cast message whilst you're pointing at your throat, and then basically do a verbal component about it, they'll be like, well...
Yeah, no, okay. No, I do not do that. Sorry.
All right, so they're gonna...
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to talk in common.
They're going to make a quick insight on you, just so you know.
Uh-oh.
All right. They seem to follow us, and they continue to say in Goblinoid, "Did you swallow something?" Or, "Oh, well, what was it?"
I'm going to gesture to all of us, like.
Oh,
and then I'm going to point up to a tree and do like, Emmy.
Well, if you see any more about it, point us out to them. Point them out to us so we don't swallow the same. Did you see anything at all? Is there anything out there?
I'm just going to look at them and just shake my head sort of firmly, but like, I'm trying to act like I've been, running or in battle, just trying to... No, we see nothing. We're fine. We just ate some bad things.
Are you talking?
No,
just,
God no.
Is this all through body language?
Yeah, I'm just sort of shaking my head, pointing to my throat, like stomach, like.
Right. I want you to make a deception check with advantage because Vorkus succeeded.
Because you're copying me.
What was that? Sorry, say that again. Persuasion.
Deception, because you are not telling the truth in any of this.
Oh, right.
Right, so they're going to be doing an insight check against you. As you're gesturing this, Bark, the middle one is looking at you with a bit of a quizzical look, and then he says out loud, "I don't think I've ever seen you before. Which settlement do you come from?"
And me hearing this, I'll just point to like the west.
He doesn't seem to follow. It's like, what? Anyway,
Guys, I think this is a bad plan.
So
well,
do we
if
see...
you're here for the show, Kier's nearly done.
And we'll move past them.
Can we just walk in gingerly? Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, well, you can walk up to them, and as you go to move past them, he sort of says, no one can disturb them. They've been at this for a number of hours.
I just
Can I hear anything from behind them, from the rest of the chanting? Do I have any
So
idea
the
what's going on?
chanting is basically they are saying, "Come forth, come forth," and the one who's standing on the rock is saying, "Hear my voice, hear my voice. We seek to right that was wrong. We seek the purifying fire. Come forth and lend us your power. Oh, spirits of the forest, lend us your wrath." And he repeats that over and over again.
Okay, so at this point, I'd move away from them slightly, and I would then do a quick message to Bark, but like facing away from them, and a quick message to Cora, saying, "Okay, they're chanting, 'Come forth, spirits of the forest.' It is some kind of summoning thing." But I don't think, but we're not allowed to go past these guards because they've been at it all day, apparently.
Oh, I don't know if that'll work. Can I talk? I can send a message back. I'm not sure how message works.
Yeah, you can message back, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we didn't leave them behind. This doesn't sound good. Do you think we should break this up before they finish?
I can try something on one of these guards, but if they don't speak common, it's going to work and be very, very obvious very quickly.
I mean, I can just aim an arrow at the one in the middle there, the one who seems to be the ringleader of this thing. Take him down. I move until I get the all I had from everyone.
What was your plan, Vorpris?
So basically, I have a lovely little spell called Suggestion, and I can suggest that he does anything that I ask him to do, but he does need to understand me. So
Vorpris,
he'll either understand me.
Because you sent multiple messages now, I want you to make another deception check, please.
Where's my deception gone? Oh, God.
Okay. They don't seem to have clocked on yet.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the middle one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna lean in close.
He's watching you a little concerned. He's got raised eyebrows.
And I'm going to say, they're doing this ceremony all wrong. You need to go and break it up immediately. And I will cast Suggestion as I do it.
On him, the middle one?
Yes, on the middle one.
All right, so that you're saying that in common, is that right?
I am, yes.
Okay, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
He does. I will put it in the chat for you. Oh, God, that's huge.
Oh.
2 to save. So his eyes gloss over immediately and be like, he says in Goblinoid, "Yes, we should break this up." As he goes to turn it, the two beside him, who heard you say that, says, "What?"
Oh,
They weren't supposed to hear me say it. That's why I leant in close.
They perceived quite loudly, unfortunately.
Okay.
At that point, considering what you said and the fact that they did actually hear it, they go to draw weapons.
oh,
And that's where we'll leave it off, guys.